Happy birthday, Stray.
Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Hi. The last of my biddies. Oh, Sarah.
Last of my bitties, happy birthday, Strain 2 hearts.
Oh my gosh, you guys. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. We're back after a little bit of a break. People were on holiday, things got a little crazy, but we are back now, so I'm happy to see you all. We're gonna be continuing our campaign today, and yeah, it is my birthday, so I appreciate everyone who's coming in, hanging out, all the subs, gift subs, bits. It really does mean a lot. It supports me greatly, and it's really encouraging, so thank you so much. I have some new music going on. I hope you enjoy. It's from a old favorite band of mine that gave me permission to use their music. So if you want to check them out, they're below. Give them some love. They're doing a reunion tour next month, or not really a tour, just a reunion show. So show them some love. They've been out of the game for a little while, but they're coming out with some new music, so hopefully you like them. With that, oh, hey, Mrs. Sub. Mrs. Viet with the sub, thank you so much. Oh, you guys, jeez, that's crazy. Thank you so much. Share your emotes, everyone. Choo-choo. Oh, man. So, yeah, we're here with everyone. We have Just Genie, Pack Your Baggin', Sarah8866. We have Selfless Nobody, The Scottish Geek, and Vitret. We're all here hanging out, playing more D&D. I don't really have a lot of announcements. We're just going to be hanging out and doing our usual thing, continuing our story. I'll go into a recap in a second. Only things I can say is we're still raising money for for some channel emotes. So if you can, feel free to donate if you feel up to it and you want to support the stream directly. Would love it. Would love to get some channel emotes going for the subs and for any of the tier subs. Hoping to raise about $300, I think, to get all the ones filled up because I don't have a lot. So hopefully we can do that here. Yeah, and anyone, I hope you enjoy, sit back, relax, and have a good time. So yeah, we're gonna hop into it. All right, let me go ahead and get the music squared away. And we're gonna go ahead and, oh geez, the alert is going crazy. Where is that activity? This one. I think they're all still on. Oh, I gotta turn them off, that's why. Huh. Where is that? Sorry guys, it's been a minute since I've actually had my alerts on. It is still going. Why is it still going? Do you guys hear the alerts still? Can anyone hear me?
I can hear any alerts.
Yeah,
Okay. Do you guys still hear the alert going on in the background?
No.
Oh, weird. Maybe my thing's broken because I'm just hearing it over and over again. All right then.
I think so.
Okay, good. As long as no one else is hearing it, we're good. Everyone rolling, cool. All right, so we'll hop into it now. I'm going to pull up the music. Sorry guys, I'm a little overwhelmed. I'm like flustered. Oh my god.
It's okay.
All right, so we're gonna pop this song on, and we're gonna go from there. So hopefully you guys can hear that.
Yeah, I can hear that.
We can hear it, yep.
Okay, perfect. So, the stream isn't hearing it yet. Sorry guys, gonna get a little louder because I want to make sure the stream hears it. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Little grand music. Love
Yes. So,
Very dramatic, yeah.
as our party comes together, over the last session, you had all survived the attack from the Sahagins, from the plot of the different guilds rivaling over in the middle of the city of Nicodranis in WIldmount. You were able to figure out that this plot was coming to fruition, you warned some guards, and saved the port and many innocent lives in the process. As a consequence, you were invited to meet the Marquis of the city of Nicodranis. So, you were escorted to the palace, had a conversation explaining yourselves, the situation, and what you had found, and you were greatly rewarded for your task. Upon doing so, and with the havoc that had been wreaked on the docks, the ruler decided that he would ask you to carry out an important and covert mission. An important delegate was supposed to be arriving into the city any day now, or within the next day. He asked that you would safeguard this delegate as they passed through the city, as they had been undercover and secret, made their way from the Empire to the actual city gates itself, and you were to escort them safely to the mansion. While discussing your plans and what you would do for the story, an individual stopped you on your way out of the palace, saying that there was work to be done, who was trying to reach out to our Tabaxi monk, Verlor. You told him you would meet him once you had finished his task, and you would assist him in exploring the anomaly that was occurring somewhere in the jungle. But before that, you all had a princess to take care of. So, the party gathered together in the tavern, discussed what would be happening next, and upon a strange individual leaving, after a few words had been spoken in the tavern, there was a suspicion that maybe some things had been heard. And there was worry that maybe your plans had already been figured out. But you still got together, fine-tuned your plans, and enacted them the next morning. Taking the camp outside the city, you waited for the carriage to arrive. After some very sweet moments, the carriage did eventually appear over the hill the next morning. You were able to stop them, convince them you were there to help, and met with the princess of the Dwendalian Empire, Soraya Dwendal, as well as her handmaiden. You discussed your plans, decided what you would do next. Our Valdant and Chio decided to take the carriage in as a decoy. So the two of you have been inside, ready to go on your way. And then the rest of the party, with the princess, handmaiden, and carriage driver, all decided to take an alternate route through the city to hopefully take them through secretly. And with that, our story begins. Now, start off, we'll go with Valdant and Chio. As you make your way towards the city of Nicodranus, you're still a little ways out from the gate, not able to see it quite yet as it crests over the hill. You are heading at a steady pace. Was there anything you would like to do or prepare before you reach the city gate?
I'm fully prepared.
Yep,
Go on,
I'm
I
inside.
think,
I've got my stink bombs.
I can hear Chio in the background. Princess Chio, Princess Chio.
Princess Gio, Princess Gio. Get my dress on now.
That's right, you did. You traded clothes and now have a very nice dress and your stink bombs with you. Alright, so the cart begins to make its way into the city. And just like before, two guards sit, waiting, watching everyone who enters. They stop you and say, "Halt, what's going on? What's bringing you to Nicodranus?"
I'll nod, and then I'm just going to hand them my paper that I got from kind of explaining the situation.
Sure. You hand him a paper from Zafu Ladan, the Marquis of Nicodranus. He looks it over, and looks up at you and just nods and says, "Right, be on your way," and hands it back to you. "Seems in order, let him through!" And they move off aside and they allow the carriage to start making its way through the city. So, are you taking the main thoroughfare through the skew towards the Opal Archways, which is like the neighborhood that you have to pass through to get to the mansion?
Yes, I think we'll take that because that would be a standard route
Sure.
for people coming in, most direct, and probably the best diversion.
Probably.
I'll keep the wee window open a peep and just like stick my hanky out and be like, "Ooh."
All right.
Say hello to the commoners.
Nice.
This is gonna be good.
Oh no.
As you
We're
do.
gonna die.
So you do. Now, what I'd like is for you, Selfless, could you make a perception check as you're passing through the city? I'm assuming you're keeping an eye out as you're going to see if there's anything suspicious going on.
Yes, I'll be keeping an eye out, definitely.
All right, give me a perception check.
Oof.
All right, with a 6. All right, and Chio, if you would like to make a perception check at disadvantage since you're behind curtains inside a carriage. Sounds about right.
Oh.
A bit too.
I'm blind.
Alright. So, you continue on through the streets for a little while on this mission. After a few moments, no one pays you no mind. The streets are bustling now. Carts and carriages are being pulled off to the side as stands and merchants are starting to set up for their day. It's still pretty early morning. Tents and awnings are being put up, and boxes and produce are being placed out, and you see the street is starting to become alive, and individuals are walking through and wandering and starting their day. After a few moments, you've made it about halfway through the skew, and so far you haven't noticed anything pop out of the ordinary, until an individual walks up beside you, Valdon, as the carriage is moving. They look like a human, have some scraggly hair, their clothes are a bit tattered and worn, a bit dirty and torn in some areas. He looks up at you and says, You got any money?
Sorry, sir, but I must be going. I don't have any money on me.
Oh, you must be going, eh? Leaving the poor behind in this nice carriage? Come on, you gotta have something.
I don't even have the time for you.
You don't have the time for... What are you talking about? And he kind of gets a little indignant and starts like kind of following at you and gets a little angry.
I'm sorry, sir, but I've got a job to do. I must be going. I can't stop. And I'll hit the reins a little bit harder and kind of speed up.
All right. With that, make a deception check for me.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
God. Critical failure.
Hey, 420 though.
Yeah.
420.
Oh.
Nice.
As you pass by, as you start to like pick up the pace, he kind of like keeps in tow. He's like, "No, wait a minute!" And he gets a little indignant. He goes, "Who do you think you got in here, traipsing through the city like that?"
None of your business, sir.
None of my business. And he's like getting angry at this point, and it's starting to like put you off a little. This guy is like so insistent. Make a perception check if you could.
Please, something.
12. All right. So you look this guy up and down, and nothing about him seems off or strange. And nothing's like striking you. And as you do, he says, "Well, fine then. Take off." And he like spits in the ground and starts to walk off and down an alleyway.
All right.
And
I'll
with-
just
go ahead. What would you like
knock
to do?
on the top of the carriage just to signal, like, kind of be prepared to Chio.
I'll like bang bang back.
All right. As you do, everything just seems to go fine. The carriage ride continues. No one seems to attack or harass you in any way. And with that, while you're still making your way through the city, we will flash to our other party. So, Bo, Sackman, Merpo, Verlor, the four of you start to make your way into the city. There's only one main entrance into the actual city itself from the side of the city that you're coming into. You waited about 10 minutes, I believe, was the agreed upon time after the carriage to start making your way in. Is that right?
Yeah.
Give or take, yeah.
All right. So you do. You start to enter into the building, and as you start to make your way in, you are into the city walls. Once again, you are stopped by the guards. Unless, I will say this. Verlor, you would have an idea that there might be another entrance besides this main gate, given your background and knowledge of the city.
Okay.
If you could, roll for me a standard history check to see if you can just recall exactly what that different entrance might be. 19. You do remember being a native to the city and having been in the shadier parts for quite a while. You know that there are alternate ways in and out of this area, and so you do. You make your way off to the side before entering the actual main gates and find a small notch in the wall. And when you press it aside, it feels like a panel that's been like painted to look like wall. actually like pushes in and moves aside, and there's actually a secret door that brings you into the city that you have used multiple times. So, do you escort everyone in?
I sort of gesture to the rest of them like, this could be a better idea, just to see what they think. So.
Can we... I kind of creep forward and do like a little sort of like... you know, like a little... Knowing that I'm quite short, so
Yep.
me peeking up, I'm not going to, you know... If people are looking, they tend to look straight ahead, not necessarily down, so I sort of like... approach and have a little peek. Do I see anything?
Go ahead and give me a perception check. 8. As far as you can tell from here, all you see is a rough cut, dark passage that's maybe about 4 feet tall. You're gonna have to you won't have to crouch, but the rest of the party's gonna have to kind of bend down to get through this area.
Especially Sackman.
I'll
Sackman's
squeak.
gonna be scraping his head across the top.
Yes,
Just lube me up and push. I'll be fine.
Lube me up and push.
His shoulders are like touching the edges of it. And he's...
So, do you make your way inside?
I'm down.
All right.
Yeah, same.
What is your order going into this tunnel?
I'll go first because I know the way.
All right.
It'll be easier for me to navigate.
Sure. So you take the front. Who's behind Verlor?
I think I'm gonna take the very back, just to make sure that the princess and like the handmaiden are like in the middle, so that they be like the most protected. So I'll
Okay.
just go right at the back.
All right. That makes
I
sense.
will go directly before the princess and handmaiden them, so I can be the first one to get hit if anything goes wrong.
Technically,
I'm gonna-
I'll be the first one to get hit, but we'll see.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Just straight to the face.
Where would you like to be, Merpo? Where would you like to be, Merpo?
I would like to be not at the back, but behind the maiden and whatnot.
Okay.
Just because I do think we probably need a few more people at the back, but also I want a few more people in front of me.
Okay. All right. That's fine. So our
Wow.
order is Verlor, Sackman, our princess, Vanessa, Merpo, and Bo. So you all make your way into the tunnel. Easy enough. It's slow going because you gotta crouch and stuff, but it's not a big deal because Verlor, you know the way and you've done this before. So you are leading the party through and in to the actual, into the actual city. It's only through the wall and into the back of a shop. So you're able to make your way through and into what seems like an abandoned building. Verlor, again, you're familiar with this place. It's an old haunt for some underground types. At the moment, it seems quiet, and you were able to lead them out onto the street without any issue. As you do, you lead them onto a street that is fairly empty at the moment. It's a little bit darker and shadier. You're kind of in the back alleys of the skew.
Yeah.
So at this point, I would like you to help navigate the party through the city. There's going to be a series of checks that you'll make. If you fail too many times on these checks, then there will be consequences. So
We'll be fucking lost.
all right. So
No pressure, big cat.
no
Oh,
pressure.
thanks, guys.
Let's help.
So all right. So the way it's going to work is to start, we'll do a navigation or a survival check to make sure you know your way, and then I'll have a group stealth check. Since you're leading the way, Verlor, you get advantage on the survival check. So let's start there. Advantage, we get a 16. Okay, that's good. And then from there, that is a success. You do succeed that first check. And now I need
Nice.
a group stealth check from everyone else who is in the party to see how quiet you're all being, making your way through the alleyways to try and not be discovered or seen. So,
Great.
so 19, 16, 11. We just need one from Verlor as well.
Oh, I've got to do one, sorry.
Yep, you're good.
Bear with me, I've lost the
It's all right.
alphabet.
There we go. 13. All right. And then we got our princess and handmaiden as well, because they also have to be quiet. And that is a 3 for the princess and an 18 for the handmaiden.
God
She's
damn
wearing
it,
the high heels.
princess.
She's clippy clopping.
Yep, she's clippy clopping. She forgot to trade the heels with you when you changed clothes. So, Merpo, you have a 19. That's a success. Bo, that's a 16. That's a success. Sackman, the 11, is a failure. Verlor, that 13 is a failure. The 18 that Vanessa had was a success. And the final one is the 3 from the princess, which is a failure. So that's 3 failures to 3 successes, or 4 failures to 4 successes. With that, the tie is going to the coachman. Who did you bring with you or not? I don't think you did.
No, I don't think we did.
Okay,
No.
he's staying back, so we won't do him. The way we'll do this then is... Where are we at? I'm going to say... How do I want to do this? How do I want to resolve this tie? I don't want to leave it just a chance. I don't want to just roll a dice and say, it could be either one. I'll say... You know what? I'll say because you're leading them and you succeeded on the survival check, we'll say that is a success overall.
Hey.
So we'll give a
Very
success in the
kind.
stealth check. It is kind. We'll give it to you because you had a successful survival. You were able to lead them through an area that is safer. So even though they tied each other because of your success earlier, we're going to allow this one to succeed as well. So,
Thank God.
yes. So for the first leg, you make your way through the alleyways. You're ducking in between buildings, hiding back and forth, trying to find ways to get inside and to get into the city. It's slow going because you're stealthy. And you're actually being careful about where you're stepping. And when you go, you're like getting to busy edges of the alleyway and timing your moves across the alleyway to make sure that people don't see you as you cross. And you're doing everything you can to stay hidden and unseen. As you do, you get your way through another portion of the actual, through another leg. Can I get another stealth check from everyone to make sure that you are all maintaining stealth as you continue on? As this is like a progression through the actual
damn it.
area.
Ah, fuck.
So we got a 20, a 10, a 3. We need one more for Merpo, 19. All right, and we got
Nice.
again Vanessa with a 19, and our Princess Soraya
Stop
With a-
clamping your feet, woman.
with a 5.
Oh my god.
God
So-
damn.
This
yeah.
handmaiden's got
Another
like
die.
a sneaky little pass.
Princess.
1, 2, 3 successes to 1, 2, 3 failures.
I think we'll need to leave this one to the fates. Like,
We'll have to leave this one to the fates because there's no survival check to tip the balance. So what I'll do is I'll roll a perception check on pursuers to see how they do. And we'll see what their perception check is to see if they were able to pick up on a trail that you were all leaving possibly through the city. So let me see what they get. And they got a 15. So they're able to find a track or trace. You don't know where they are or how they found it, but they have succeeded the check, and this would be your first failure. I'll say,
oh
one-
god, this is so stressful.
All right, and a failure. So, with that, we'll move on to the second leg of the travel, making your way through the area. I would like to have another survival check from Verlor to make sure that you stay on the path and don't get lost. And that is a 15, which just barely passes.
Okay.
So you make it into that first leg okay. I'm just pulling up my resources here, so make sure I get this correctly. 'Cause I have it all written out
Hey, a
here.
pass is a pass.
A
We will
pass
take
is a
that.
pass. Whether it's barely is just fine. So good. You make your way through, and you get the survival pass. Now, everyone make another stealth check to see if you can maintain a hidden travel.
I was hoping you wouldn't say that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God.
Oh,
5, 19,
Okay, I'll sneaky this time.
11.
splashing through every single puddle that I've seen.
Chio. All right, we got. This is Vanessa. She gets a 2 this time, and
Oh god.
Soraya gets a 17. So
Okay, she's
success to failures. We have Verlor failure, so that's 1. Bo failures 2. The 2 you just kind of, like you said, you step in a couple puddles. You trip over some crates that have been left out. 19 was a success. Merpo with the 11 is a failure. Vanessa with the 2 is a failure, and the handmaiden and Princess Soraya with the 17 is a pass. That being said, it is 5 failures to 2 successes. All right, is that right? 5, no. Either way, the failures outweigh the successes. So that is another failed check.
Oops.
It is okay.
Damn
So
it.
you make your way through, and unbeknownst to you, the pursuers are getting a little bit closer. So you continue through. Make one more stealth check for me as you're getting closer and closer. You're into the opal archways at this point, still maintaining what you can to the shadows. Go ahead and give me another stealth check. You have made it out of the skew into a nicer part of town.
Oh, wait, I rolled twice. Sorry.
It's all right. We'll take the first.
Please take the first.
Yes, we'll take the first.
Yeah.
For the love of God.
All right. So, making your way through. I want to take. Just double checking my thing. All right. Yep. You have one more. You have one more possible failure, or else it's over. All right. So Verlor with the stealth. That's a failure. Bo with a 17. That's a pass. Sackman with a critical 20, or the 21 for the critical. That's 2 successes. And then Merpo with a failure. And then we got Princess Soraya with a 3.
God damn it.
And Vanessa with a 12. Both failures. So with that being said, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 failures. And 1, 2, 3 successes. Unfortunately, that is not enough.
We're dead.
We're in trouble.
With 3 failures through the
Sucked up
spirit
somewhere.
check. You are making your way through an alleyway. You know there's a bit of a maze that comes up next as you're coming into this next portion, really close to Zafulidan's mansion, and you're almost there. And after a moment, you hear something on the rooftop. Something is there. And with that, you were surprised.
Ah.
Feck.
How far away are Chio and I from them?
From at this point, you guys are a little ways out. I'd say going through the main roadway, you have all. I would say you're probably close to almost. You're probably at Zaf Uladan's mansion by this point. You're probably coming up to the gates by the time they've gotten to where they're at.
Plus, we
Okay.
don't know unless they give us a signal.
Yeah, I guess we wouldn't know exactly.
we're
where they were.
unaware.
Yeah. All right. So, at this point, I'd like everyone to roll initiative
No.
who is in this battle.
Hmm.
So we
Good
have
luck.
Hey.
All
Oh
right.
dear.
Here we go. So I'm going to try and
Ah,
do something here. I haven't used it yet
It was
with you
nice
guys,
knowing you all.
but we'll try and get this to work now because I've been using it with the other team. Let's see if I can get this to happen. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This one. Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Let's see.
fancy.
So we have an initiative tracker.
Ah, okay, I like that.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
Yeah. I used this in my other game. So Merpos with a 10. Got Verlor, we'll add you. If I can. Is it not going to let me add you? Oh, okay. Why is it not working? Okay, give me a sec, guys. I have done this before. Oh, there we go. I can. Let me add you. I don't want it. Come on. Oh no, it's not working this time. All right. Never mind then. We'll do it the old-fashioned way. I wanted to try and use it, but it's not going to work right now. I got to set that up still, I guess. All right, so we have Sackman, Merpo, Verlor, and Bo.
You got this.
Let's go.
Ah.
You said they were getting close to the
Actually, wait.
mansion. Would
Oh.
Chio and I be able to hear
All right, now we're
any
ready to
of
go.
the fighting going on?
From where you're located, it would be a bit tough. If you and Chio would like to make perception checks at disadvantage, I would be okay with that.
Perception. Bam.
6 and a 9. Unfortunately, no. The streets are starting to become cluttered and crowded with individuals who are preparing for their day and going about their day. You are unaware to the situation that is about to unfold. Let me roll initiative for our baddies.
Okay.
All right. Where are you guys? You are there. All right. So. And with that, battle begins. Entering, we'll make sure you guys are in the order that you would have been as you were making your way through the streets. So I will make sure we have that lined up. So I believe it was there. Sackman, Vanessa, Vanessa, Princess, Merpo, and then Bo. So we can move all you guys over here.
Just to be clear, who is the princess here?
The princess is this one right here. I'll ping him right there. So
that's the princess. Okay.
Vanessa is the handmaiden with black hair, and the princess is behind her with the crown.
Gotcha.
So you're in this alleyway, and out of what seems like nowhere, you did not notice it. A bow or an arrow lands or is fired from a rooftop. And with that, I will reveal at least one of our enemies. Put them on the token layer. So they are going to make an attack. Pull up their information now. Alright, pull that up. Move that off to the side. Alright. They're going to make an attack. And a arrow is going to fly towards you, Verlor. And it is going to fall between Verlor and Sackman, and they are getting a... Gotta remember all their stats now. There we go. Sick. Alright. And they get an 18.
Yeah, that hits me.
Alright, and Sackman, what is your AC?
Oh, sorry. AC?
Yes, armor class.
Armor class, okay.
Should be in the top
14.
14, so it hits both of you. They're using Ensnaring Strike. Alright. Point of impact, and target must succeed a strength saving throw or be restrained. So the two of you, make a strength saving throw if you could.
Strength.
Oh no.
22
Nice one,
and a
Sackman.
7. So with that, Verlor, you are restrained as this arrow lands between the two of you, hitting the ground. Vines shoot from the arrow itself and wrap around you and attempt to wrap around Sackman. Sackman, you are able to break through from the vines and maintain your strength and your position. The area in that spot, though, is covered in magical vines. So, with that, while restrained, though, you take Verlor, you take 1d6 piercing damage at the start of your next turn.
Okay.
So, all right. Gotta make sure I have these there. All right, tracking the spells. All right, so that goes off, and an individual strikes. They have a surprise round on you because they went first, or because they got the drop. And we'll do pop you out. I have all these characters. I made all NPCs, like actual NPCs this time, guys. All right, so they're going to start their turn, and they're going to use. I would use that already.
Marble, can I just ask a quick question?
Yes.
Divinities, do I have to wait for my turn to be able to use them, or is it like...
You have to wait for
Like
your
when they're-
turn unless it says it's a reaction. Then you can use it on another creature's turn.
Would it specifically
Right, I
say,
actually
because
can't
it
read
doesn't
this,
say if it's an action, reaction, it just says...
Which
Oh
one?
no, it says as an action, doesn't matter. I've just managed to read it, doesn't matter. Thank you.
What? Oh, it does say. Okay.
Yeah, it says as an action, I didn't read the second paragraph
Okay.
properly, I skimmed ahead.
No worries. All right, and the next thing we're gonna do, we are going to use. We'll do this. I'll check this one here. And the range, 60 feet, which I think is in range. The next character who reveals themselves is this one over here. They are going to, they're going to do this. They're going to use an ability on Bo. Bo, if you can make a, I believe, a wisdom saving throw for me.
Okay. Oh, God. Okay.
That's not quite enough. As you do, this feeling of dread overcomes you. Suddenly you're just stricken with intense fear. You have been cut with cause of fear. And for some reason, this being that revealed itself on the rooftop across the way, you are now terrified of. You cannot move closer to them in any way. So with that, they will go. And we'll go to our next character here. We have a couple of them.
Does that mean I can't attack them either?
You can
or would it be
attack.
at disadvantage?
You can attack, you just can't get closer to them. There we go, I was on the wrong... There we go. Our next character is going to make it up to here and reveal themselves coming around the corner. Our next character is going to make it over to here and reveal themselves at the top of the other rooftop. And our final character is going to make it over to here where he has full line of sight. And they are going to drop an orb of darkness around the princess and Vanessa. And I believe, if I remember correctly, let me pull up their stat block, I think that is a 20-foot radius. So anyone within that orb of darkness cannot see. It is a magical darkness and you cannot see through it. Darkness. One action, 60 feet. Yep. Radius, fill an area of a 15-foot radius for a duration. Okay, so they drop it right here around the princess. So the entire party is drowned in darkness and cannot see anything around them or outside of that 15-foot radius. With that, it is their turn. We'll move on to Sackman. It is your go.
Okay. I guess then I can't use Danger Sense because it says that I can't be blinded, deafened, or incapacitated.
Correct. You're not incapacitated. You are not blinded, and you're not deafened. The only caveat is that it is still in magical darkness, so you still cannot see through it.
Right. Okay. But I haven't really got anything ranged, and a lot of that matters that I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
Did I see anybody's positions or anything before the orb got dropped?
Before it got dropped, you were able to see all of them. The only one you might not have seen is this individual to the bottom left. They were...
the one who's on the ground?
Yeah, they were the one on the ground. Everyone else is about, I would say, 30 feet up in the air on these rooftops around you. All of them look like they're clad in sort of black clothing. Not like robes, but like tight-fitting black leathers. Things that like hoods that drape over their heads. Things that obscure their vision.
Right, okay. I mean, there's really nothing that I can do, to be honest with you.
You can move. You're not restrained, so you can leave the area if you wanted to move towards someone.
Where did it drop again?
It dropped in like right on top of the princess, and it goes out
Right
to
on the
15 feet.
princess,
So like
okay.
it just covers like Verlor and just goes past Bo in your line.
Right, okay. And sorry to ask again, how far can I move?
You can move 30 feet, I believe, or maybe 40 at this point. Let me double check. Let me look at your character sheet.
Okay.
Double checking just to see if your level up changed anything. Yeah, you were still at 30 feet.
Right, okay. I think I'm gonna run up here then and see if I can start fighting this dude.
Sure. Yeah, and even if you didn't see him before, the second you get past Verlor, you would see him by coming around that corner. So I'd say easily you can get up to him if you'd like. You can move your character, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
go
wait,
ahead.
hold on.
Try and like pick up your token.
There we go.
Perfect. I want to make sure that was all fixed and ready. All right. So you make your way, easy enough in one round. You get up to this individual. Feel free, if you would like to make an attack, you can.
Okie dokie. I'm not raging just yet, so quick lob.
Slap him.
Bam.
All right, let me pull up his character sheet real quick. Make sure I have his stats here. And what is our first attack? There we go. We have a great club coming in with an 18, which I believe is enough to hit. Yes, it is. All right. So as you get closer, you see under this black hood is a half-orc individual with darker green skin. You can see like at the edges of her cloak, just taut muscle. She's very lean and looks like she's very lithe. You make an attack and it definitely hits. Go ahead and roll damage. 9 bludgeoning. Solid hit.
Nice.
The great club slams into this individual and they take it, just like putting up their arms just in time with their daggers to try and stop it, and they take a bludgeoning strike on their arms. It hurts, but they're still doing okay. So that was your attack. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No.
All right. All right. So with that, you moved into combat, and it's your turn. Next up is Merpo. You are shrouded in darkness. You believe the princess is right in front of you and Bo right behind. You had visual of the individuals on the roofs just before everything went black. What would you like to do?
So I have a couple of ideas,
Yes.
but I need clarity.
Sure. What would you like?
So I have Eyes of the Night.
Oh, you do.
So
That's right.
I can choose to give people sight
Uh-huh.
and it's wait, hold on. As an action, you can magically share dark vision of this feature with a willing creature you can see within 10 feet of you. So I can see the darkness isn't bothering me, but that's what I wanted to check.
So
You said it's magical darkness, so does that count as normal darkness?
I do not believe it does. I will double check just because I want to be very sure on that one. I want to make sure your ability is being used properly. So let me
I'm
check.
gonna ask the same thing because I have dark vision, so technically maybe I can see.
I think it's a specific spell you need to see
It
in
is. I
magic
think-
darkness, yeah.
Yeah, 18-foot radius. The darkness spreads around the corners. A creature with dark vision can't see through this darkness, and non-magical light cannot illuminate it. So, unfortunately, your dark vision is rendered useless for this spell.
Right, okay. That solves one problem.
Okay.
Right. Well, not problem, because it doesn't solve the problem, but it answers a question.
Yes.
The other thing that I wanted to talk about was Twilight Sanctuary.
Yeah.
So I basically make a sphere of magically shiny twilight that in my head looks beautiful.
Of course.
But I had questions about the thing at the bottom. So basically, whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you grant that creature one of the following benefits. So the hit points one I understand,
Yep.
but you end one effect on it, causing it to be charmed or frightened. So I'm guessing charmed is a positive thing, but does frightened mean if there's any bad guys in my circle, I can make them scared?
So, it's supposed to remove them. That spell is intended, if you check, it would be, I'm pretty sure it's actually a longer casting time.
I don't know. It just says at second level you can use your channel divinity to refresh your allies with soothing twilight, but it doesn't tell me.
Yeah, let me check.
Oh, the sphere moves with you and it lasts for 1 minute or until you are incapacitated or die, but it doesn't tell me if it requires concentration or anything.
Yeah, bear with us, guys.
But my thing would be, Jeannie's scared. Sorry, Bo's scared, and Velour is incapacitated somehow.
Yeah, it's
So at the end of my turn, I could in theory pick one of them to be charmed. But my question
Yeah.
would also be if the bad guys are in my circle, because 30 feet is big, then could I not tell them to be frightened instead?
Okay, so yes, it only takes an action to cast, and it lasts a minute, so you can do it at any time. In combat is perfectly fine. You can cast this. You can use it to. What it says is you end one effect on it, causing it to be charmed or frightened. So you can choose to end a charm or frighten effect as an action. So you could use that on Bo to end the cause fear effect if you want to. That would work. If an enemy steps into it, you cannot cause fear. You cannot cause frightened. It is only ending those effects.
So I could put this out to get Bo out of frightened,
Yes.
and then use the rest of it to maybe give people extra temporary hit points, because why not?
Yes, and it happens at the end of their turns. They would have to stay in the sphere until the end of their turn on the next round through.
Okay, my last question with this.
Yes.
If I do this now, can I then do something else on my next turn? Because it doesn't say anything about concentration.
Correct. It is not a concentration spell. You can do it, and it just lasts for a minute, so you would be able to go ahead and use anything you wanted afterward.
So that's 6 rounds.
Yes. Yep, 6 rounds.
Right, I'm going to do this.
All right, go ahead. You lose Twilight Sanctuary.
And I'm just want to check if there's anything else that I can do.
Okay. So I'm assuming you're going to choose to end the effect on Bo. Like,
Well, so is it only Bo that I can do because she's frightened, or didn't you say that Valor was also incapacitated, or is it literally I can only do it on her because she's the only one that's frightened?
there's 2 effects you can do. You can either end the spell, and you can grant hit points. But you can do one of those 2 things to the creatures that are within the sphere. So you can choose to end it on Bo, and you can choose to give Verlor HP.
But I can only do one.
Nope, you can do both. You just have to wait till the end of their turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
All
why
right,
I'm using
okay,
the
I
word
think
and, not but or.
Okay, I think I get that. All right, okay. I'm just checking to see if any of my spells are like a bonus action. Action. Bonus action. Okay, so we've got that one.
Okay.
Hold on. Action. 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 Action.
So that's up. Would you like to move or do anything
Okay.
else?
So I do have the ability to put a shield of faith of someone on with a bonus action. Oh, but that's a concentration. I might not do that for now.
Okay.
I am going to move so I can try and get Baggins. Not Baggins. Yeah, no. Sackman, sorry.
Yeah.
In my field.
Okay. You can
If I
move up
go-
to 25 feet.
Now, if Sackman is half in, is he classed as in?
Yes. If it touches into his sphere, it would, or into his box, he would be counted.
I say, so I'm going to go here so Sackman is in,
All right.
but I'm still finding cover.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do what I said and get rid of the frightened effect off Bo.
All right.
And let's give some temporary hit. Actually, do we know what the hit points are for the princess and the whatnot?
You have no clue.
Oh. How long do temporary hit points last? Is it until the combat's finished, or is it just a round?
Lasts until a long rest.
Okay. I'm just gonna do that then.
All right.
Oh, wait,
All right.
Velo, did you get hit?
I will do on my next turn.
Alright, I'll give Velo some hit points then.
All right. All right. So with that, Murpo's turn comes to a close, and we move on to Verlor. It is your turn at the beginning of your round because you are stuck in these vines. Take 1d6 of damage, so I'll go ahead and roll that. And it is a 6. So as the thorns kind of wrap around you and you're like trying to strain against them, the thorns dig into your skin.
Okay. How many temporary hit points did I get from that?
You don't get them. You get 6, but not till the end of, or you get.
Your
She has to
turn.
roll, and it's not till the end of your turn if you are within the sphere.
Right, okay, cool. Right. So what can I do, effectively?
So you can make a strength check to break out of the vines if you would like, as an action.
Okay.
So if you'd like, go ahead and roll that.
Yeah, we'll try that.
All right, 11, which against their spell save DC as a ranger, just barely fails. They have a 12. So you strain and press against them, and you are unable to break free.
That's good. I don't think I can do anything else then.
All right.
Really.
Could shout at them.
I don't think my hissing is going to help, really.
All right. All right. So, with that, your turn is up. Next up is Bo. You are still frightened. You're in darkness. You don't know exactly where Merpo has gone, and you don't know where Sackman has gone.
I think because I can't see and I'm freaking out, yeah, it'd be the end of my turn where I'll be unfrightened, I
Correct.
believe. That's
Yes,
right.
as long as you stay within that radius, you will be unfrightened.
Marble,
Yes.
I just wanted. My thing says whenever a creature, including you, ends its turn in the sphere, you can grant a creature one of these benefits.
Correct, yep.
So if Valor's ended his turn, can I not give
You
benefits
can.
again?
Go ahead and roll. Well, you can go ahead and roll the 1d6 that he would get for ending his turn there.
Sorry, Bo.
It's okay.
1d6, and then he also gets 1d6 plus my cleric level.
Yep, so you're level 3, so he gets 6 plus 3. So, Valor, go ahead and add 9 hit points to your temporary hit points to your pool. All right.
Thank you.
Bo, what would you like to do?
So yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still scared and I can't see. There's nothing that my character would really want to do apart from like try and get out the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but because I can't see, I don't know which way to go. So I'm just gonna move one space slightly forward, hoping that's okay. With my hands sort of like, hang on, if I could just move my.
Yeah, you gotta
Alright,
click
then.
on the other one. Yeah.
There we go. So move one space slightly forward with my hands stretched out. And then I feel someone in front. I feel someone shows me like, oh, who's that? Who's that? Oh my god, what's going on? And it's the princess. I think I'm kind of manhandling at the minute.
So, here's the thing. Because you're frightened still until the end of your turn, you go to take a step forward, and you can't.
Okay.
You're just gripped. Your heart starts beating, and you feel it in your ears, and you're like, I can't go closer. I can't get any closer to the person who cast the spell.
With that said, then I'm gonna sit down
Aw.
and just sort of like hold on to my legs, just sort of rocking backward and forwards, just going like, just shouting help. I don't know where I am. Everything's horrible. Yeah, just gonna shout nonsense and just be like, oh god, I'm so scared.
All right.
How loud are you shouting?
Fairly loud because I'm absolutely terrified.
Marble.
Yes.
He's desperate. Let
I
him.
get it. I hear him. Make another perception
I can see him
check.
like that.
He's like, I want to help.
We've been sitting at this mansion, and I'm like, oh, nice weather we have here.
They are pretty
I'm
close to
living my
me.
late.
best life. I'm living my best life in back of the carriage. I'm like,
Jesus.
oh my
God.
No.
Well done.
Sorry
Philip,
about
would you
that.
like me to try and help? Would you like me to try and help?
You can. I would allow it if you want to make it a check as well. Go for it. Oh.
Oh,
for
Nope.
fuck's sake. Damn it.
I am in the back of that cart, like twirling round, seeing
Oh,
how fast I can make
man.
the dress go.
It is painful. I'm sorry, guys. You
That's
just,
an interesting bird up there.
that is, yeah. You were
Fucked.
just too distracted, and you do not see him. So,
Oh, the guys are. Hope the guys are okay.
and so with that, Bo, that was your turn. It is now back to our baddies. So here's what's gonna happen. The individual on the edge, the one that casts darkness, is going to make his attempt first, and he is going to make his way. Let's see if I can grab him real quick. Is he not? Which layer is he on? Can I? Please. Oh, I'm probably not in the right layer. That's why. There we go. So he's going to make his way. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. He's going to get to here.
Uh-oh.
No.
He is going to attempt to grapple the princess and pick her up. And he gets a the strength bonus is plus 2, so it's going to be an 18. And then she is going to attempt to fight back, and she gets a 13. So with that, our main character, or our one of our baddies, picks up the princess in the darkness. You don't see him, you only hear him as he passes through. And with that, he is going to take her and start to carry her away to kind of move out of there as fast as possible. I will say he does have to run past you, Overlord, to get to her, if you would like to make an attack at disadvantage since you're in the darkness.
Am I still incapacitated, or has that ended?
You're not incapacitated, you're restrained. But you can still like kind of reach your arms out and like swing at stuff, you just can't like walk or move right now.
Okay, yeah.
But because it's dark and you only hear him and you don't have like blind sight, I'd say you have to roll at disadvantage for this attack.
Okay, we'll give it a go.
A 7. It's not enough to hit him. He just whizzes past through the darkness and you're not able to see him. Alright. He grabs her and starts making his way. Because he's holding another character, he has to move at half movement. So we'll say he has to move. He gets 15 feet just because we're rounding down here. So 5, 10, 15. And he gets about halfway. So with that turn done, we're going to... the individual with you, Baggins, is going to attempt to grapple you.
Bring it on.
And as this happens, let me just pull up his stats here. Yeah, they're going to try and hold on to you. Or no, they're not. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to... Because that is not their forte. I thought they were someone else. They are going to use a cunning action to disengage as a bonus action. And they're going to... What would be best? I would say... They will make their way down this alley over here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And they're going to fire a crossbow at you, Baggins.
Okay.
And they get a 15, which hits you. And they get a 8 damage as the crossbow sticks into your body. And gets stuck into your bicep, essentially.
Ouchies.
Ouchies indeed. So that was them. Next up, we have the other baddie, who is going to do... they are going to use this. On... Yeah, it'll be on Sackman. Sackman, make a... Target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. So, Sackman, make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Wisdom. Okie dokie.
Oof. Just barely failed. Well, the DC was 15. So as you see Haltix run by, your body tenses and tightens, and you feel like you can't move as a sort of like a purplish ray comes from a stick that the individual at the top of the roof is holding, and you feel as if you are paralyzed and cannot move. At the end of each of your turns after this, you can make another wisdom save to try and break the effect. But for the next round, you are paralyzed.
Okay.
You cannot move, you cannot take an action, you can only take that save at the end of your turn. Alright, so that was him. Next up, we got this character, who is going to jump down as well. They do not have the same ability, so they are going to take some damage from the jump. That's like 5, 6, and 4, so that's a decent amount of damage, but they still make it anyway. So 5, 6, and 4. Okay, take 15 damage from dropping down. They still make their way over, and she essentially grabs Vanessa as well. He's going to make another strength check to pick her up. Alright. And he has a +4, so that's going to be a 12. Let's see what she gets. A 3. She does not. And he is going to also use the rest of his movement. He only has 30, so he gets another 15. 1, 2, 3. To pull Vanessa farther down this way. And our last character who has to take an action is going to be... where are you? Where are you? There you are. Alright, and they are going to use... they are going to use a Hunter's Mark on Verlor. So Verlor, as you were sitting there, you feel this warmth pass over you as well. And you're not sure exactly what it means or what is happening, but you just feel like something has happened to you. You don't feel any damage, you don't feel any different, but you just, this warmth kind of passes over you for a moment until it fades.
I don't like that. Okay.
Alright, so that is the baddie's turn. Next up is Sackman. You are paralyzed, you cannot move. Go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw to see if you can break free.
Okie dokie.
21.
Yes.
It's the end of your turn, so you don't have an action, but you do have your reaction back, at least for the time being. You feel your muscles weaken, and you feel like the tense sensation you felt starts to fade, and you can move again. You are no longer under the effect of the hold person spell. Seeing you start to move again, the individual on the top of the shorter individual, who you now have a better look at the top of the wall, looks down and goes, "Shit! Shit! He's not stuck! Go!" And with that, the one in front of you, you have a better look at now because you can turn around. It's this individual who is very burly. Like, his arms are unnaturally long, longer than a human should be. And he seems a bit tougher. With that, that is his turn. And we will go to Merpo. It is your go. Bo, you are also no longer frightened because you finished your turn in that space. So you can now move forward again.
I'm liking Moonbeam.
Oh,
because
okay.
Because not only is it going to help, but I think because it's 40 feet high, our friends might know that there's something going on. So I'll put it in chat so people can see.
Yeah.
So a silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40 feet high. So basically, anybody who comes within that 5 feet gets hit with searing pain and has to make a saving throw, and it's all radiant damage and whatnot. So I'm thinking if I put it like here, it's going to block, because 5 feet would be one block, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is one block. Correct.
So if I put it here, this is and shout to Sackman, do not go into the light. Or at least Sackman would be clever enough to not go into the light. If I put it down, this is going to block, because it looks like these guys are going... It looks like these guys here are going this way. If I put the beam down...
It's a 5-foot radius, and from the center of it, it would cover this area here.
Yeah.
This would be 5 feet, so yeah. So it would cover this entire hallway.
Yeah, so it would clip this guy.
Yep.
On the roof.
Yep.
But would also stop these guys from going down this way, and I can continue to move it. So as they're moving, I'm just gonna go, oh, we're gonna go over here, and oh, we're gonna go over here. But with it also being 40 feet high, that might give 40 feet is quite high. I'm hoping that their perception rolls get a bit higher and they can.
I don't know. Those birds are quite interesting.
Dress is very nice.
Is that? I feel like that's a good call.
Yeah, that works. It's 120 feet, and you can definitely see that location. So I'd say that is solid. So you drop a moonbeam on that spot, and you wanted this square here, right? The one right in front of them.
I wanted this one.
This one right there. Okay, perfect.
Well, I did, but I wanted to clarify something.
Yeah.
So it says when a creature enters the spell area for the first time. So does that include when I place it? So this dude here on the corner of the roof, he is technically in it for the first time.
I would say he's affected immediately.
Okay, then yeah, let's go here. I would put it a bit closer, but I don't want to hit Sackman because I like Sackman, and there's no way that I can tell it distinguish between friend and foe. I don't think.
So he's got to take a Constitution saving throw. So let me see what happens with him. He gets a 5, so he fails and takes the 2d10 damage. Go ahead and roll 2d10.
Is he Does he have anything against radiant damage? Does it do double damage by any chance? Just
Does
checking.
not. It does not do double.
Just
He is
checking.
not-
All right. Okay.
He's not vulnerable to it.
2d10.
Yep, go ahead and roll that. So 14
take both.
damage. That is solid.
Ooh,
Nice.
All right.
spicy.
I will. I'm feeling a little good about that.
Very good.
Slots remaining, so I've only got.
Bit of a moonbeam tickle.
All right.
You know, I'm letting them know that okay, you've made me angry now. The night is not something to be trifled with.
Absolutely not. So with that, that'll be your turn. Do you want to move at all?
Yes, I did actually.
Okay.
I wanted to move. Oh, wrong one. Oh wait, no, because if I move, I'm gonna go into this guy's opportunity thing, aren't I?
Potentially, yeah. And remember, there still is that aura of darkness, so you technically can't see anything because you don't need to see the
Do I
location. You can still cast the spell the way you did, but you don't know exactly where he is either.
How squidgy am I?
How squidgy are you?
Very. Don't you have like the highest AC in the group right now?
It does.
No, that. Oh yeah, I have really high. Oh, that's a good point. I forgot about my AC.
Mhm.
Thank you for reminding me. All right, yeah, I'm gonna move.
All that armor.
I'm gonna move over here because Bo's already been cured of frightenedness, so I don't have to worry about her.
Yeah.
Do I?
Still bawling my eyes out, like, but I'm okay.
Yeah, but in the grand scheme of things, like you're alright. And I'm
fine.
gonna go here. Actually, can I go here and grab the princess's arm?
You can get to there without an issue, but you do pass by the assassin that was coming through next to
Yeah.
Verlor, so he is going to get an attack of opportunity.
That's fine.
So he goes in for his attack, which I think, let me pull up his stats again. Sorry, I have like 5 windows I got to juggle here. There we go.
No, you
For
do your
the
thing.
attack with a scimitar, he is going to use that. And he gets a... Oh, it's super low. It's going to be a 6. So he doesn't...
Yeah,
he does not stop you.
brush it.
So yes,
brush it
you
aside.
brush by, he reaches out, swings, and just completely whiffs. You get up to the princess, who is essentially in that space. You could attempt to pull her free from the individual if you would like. You cast in Moonbeam as an action this turn, so I don't think you can actually. Yeah, because it would take an
No,
action.
that's why I was asking.
Yeah, because you cast Moonbeam already, you cannot use an action to try and pull her free.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm gonna at least be here so I can keep an eye on stuff. Can I have a little like marker thing so I
Yeah.
know where my moonbeam is? Please.
I can make something that'll work. So
Thank you.
draw a circle, and it's going to go from, you put it here, and we're going to, oh, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Hold on. Huh. The way it does it, come on, let me grab it, there we go. The way it does it is a little weird, so I gotta go like from here out to, no, let me draw a circle. Okay, so it'll go from here out to here. So this is your moonbeam circus, and any square it hits is what's being covered.
Thank you.
Yep, you're good. So that is our marker for that. All right, that is your turn, Merpo. Next up is Verlor. You are still restrained.
I want to try and get out of that.
All right,
Again,
go ahead and give me a strength check.
Come on.
please.
And you just barely break through.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
At last.
So your action was to
I'm
break out.
free.
You can still move now
Okay.
if you'd like,
Um,
or you can attack. Or no, you can't attack. 'Cause it's you have to attack on your action to do that. So yeah, you are free to move at all.
bear with me.
Yep.
Let me read these for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Off. Never mind.
We'll get to you guys. Don't you worry.
No, I wasn't saying us. I thought offhand.
Oh no, he has to make an attack to do the offhand attack.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Same with like using the flurry of blows. He has to make sure he attacks first, and then he can use flurry of blows as the bonus action.
I don't like that move.
Yeah, it's a rough one. It messed you up.
Yeah.
It's a
I think
great
it's
move. What are you
great.
talking about?
It's
Yeah.
a great move, yeah.
Oh, it's a great move for other people not to get
Monks are broken, remember?
Yeah, I don't really want to do anything else because if I move, I think the guy next to me gets to attack.
Mm-hmm.
So
Just hiss at him.
my intimidation is not going to work. I've got very low charisma. Yeah, I don't really have anything else that can help in this situation, I don't think.
Okay. All right then. So with that, we will move on to. We'll say, Bo. It is your turn now.
Great. I'm gonna wipe the snot from my nose, rub my eyes, pick myself back up. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And I'm gonna move just about here. So
Okay.
I'm in holding hands distance of the handmaiden because I'm like, well, I can't even see her, but I can sort of feel her presence. I'm assuming.
Yep.
Yep, cool. That's fine.
You feel her next to you. You kind of like feel the air moving a bit, and you hear like someone like kind of whimpering, like, "What's going on?"
And I'm like, okay, I'll stay put here so I can, yeah, all good.
Yeah.
And then
you're still in the orb of
gonna-
darkness, so you can't actually see out of it for right now.
I still can't see out of it.
No, you're still in the orb extends all the way out to this portion of the rooftop out here.
Bollocks, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Right. I kind of don't want to move any further, purely just because the handmaiden's there,
Sure.
and I don't want anyone to come in from behind. Can I feel like a kind of presence in front of us with this evil minion?
Make a perception check at disadvantage to see if you can
Yeah.
see them, and I'll say it's a fairly easy. We'll say yes. You get the sense that you're hearing like footsteps, you're hearing like movement in front of you. You're not exactly sure if it's Verlor or one of the other baddies, but you do sense that there is someone in front of you.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna because I don't know if it's gonna be Valor or a baddie or anybody else in the party for that matter. I'm just gonna cast Frostbite just straight ahead. And while I'm
Okay.
doing that, I'm just gonna say like, "Watch out!"
Sure.
Pew.
And I just want to see the description here. It's caused a numbing frost creature. The target must make a Constitution saving throw or failed save. Okay, so go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for him. And he gets a, what was your save, DC? DC, it shouldn't be 10. What's your DC? Let me check your DC, because that's not right. You have a higher DC than that, Bo. You do. It is going to be 8 plus your I think it's your wisdom is your spellcasting? Yes. So 8 plus 3, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's a 13. What is his constitution? He gets a plus 2. He just fails it. He gets a 12, so you do full damage.
Nice. Amazing.
Yep.
And I'll do some frostbite damage.
Nice. Yeah, there we go. Constitution save DC.
There we go.
There, it gives the right one. For some reason, the spell had a wrong one on there. So 4 damage. All right. And he is, I believe, he takes it and has a disadvantage on the next weapon attack. There we go. I knew he did something else. So he's got disadvantage on the next weapon. Got it. All right. So he'll take the 4 damage.
Can I tell that I've hit a baddie?
Yes, you hear an that's unfamiliar to you, and you can recognize that, okay, you think you hit someone that wasn't your ally.
And I was like, okay, not sorry.
All right, perfect. And with that, we will move on to the baddies. Okay, how do I want to play this? So, we'll do... All right. He's going to do this instead. So, he gets to use this 2 more times this day. So he's gonna, I'm sorry, I'll try again. And he ends up pointing the wand back at you, Sackman, the individual on the top of the building. So go ahead and make another wisdom saving throw for me.
Okie dokie. Where is Thingy? there we go. Sorry, I don't know my alphabet.
You're okay.
Mhm.
3.
Ooh.
And once again, you were trying to push through and get
Hold
back
up.
to it. What?
Hold up.
What's up? What'd you find?
Sarah gave me a thing at the end of the last session where I could do a reroll.
Oh yeah. Well,
Thank you.
I want to take advantage of that then if I can.
wait, what was that ability? Sorry, I
know-
missed it. I was looking at something else.
Oh, no, it's fine.
She gave me something in preparation. I can't remember what it was at the end of the last stream now.
That was to reroll for initiative.
That was for initiative, not for
Oh.
So at
whatever
the
else.
start,
Yeah.
you could reroll.
Right, okay, my mistake.
That's all right.
Could he not use his inspiration point?
Could I do that?
Do you have an inspiration point? Yes, I'd say you could use it at this point.
Alright, I'm gonna use it.
All right.
Please.
Oh,
Motherfucker!
Sorry, it does not go through. We'll say that that second roll, the 5 does not go through.
Damn.
So, you again the same familiar feeling. Your muscles tense and tighten, and you can't quite move.
Oh, sorry, that was me.
It's all right. You're good. With that happening and you being frozen and unable to take reactions, the long-armed individual in black tight clothing shifts and, seeing the moonbeam appear in front of him, changes tactic and is going to run. So he'll go 5, 10, 15 for his 3, bringing her with him. He can cross through without getting into your threatened square, Merpo, so you don't get an attack of opportunity. He is going to use his action to dash, and is going to also continue to run, so 1, 2, 3, and to carry her with him. So he is going to take off down that way. This wizard is going to use his move to get out of that space, and he's going to stay there one more round. Our individual on the roof is going to I think we're going to do this. What we're gonna do. Where are you? He's used 2 of those, so mark those down. Yeah, okay. He is going to he's going to shoot an arrow at you, Merpo. And gets a, oh geez, that's horrible.
I'm ready.
That's no, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure he missed. I'm double checking. I think he definitely missed. Yeah, it's only going to be like a 7. So yeah, 7.
Yeah.
He misses. Fires there at you,
Yeah.
and it does not go through. Yeah, you have to hit the creature for it to go off. All right, cool. So we're good. He fires at you and is like, shit. Okay. And he takes off down the roofway as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna get to there, and this character is going to run out here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and is going to cast. He's going to cast another orb of darkness, but he's going to cast it over here. And it's 15 foot, so let me see what that measurement is. Sorry guys for the delay. Just want to make sure I do this right.
Hey, good.
It's 15 foot, goes out to there, covers there, covers there, covers there. Okay. So where's our 15-foot edge? I think that's our edge right here. Okay. So he's going to cast another orb of darkness that covers this area here. Okay. That's his second casting of that for the day. Alright, so that's going to be that. This individual is going to run around the corner and disappear from sight. So let's see if we can find that for that. He's going to go another 3 there. Good. All right. So that, I believe, is all of our actors. That is everyone done. Next up, we are back to Sackman. You are paralyzed once again under the hold person spell. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw.
I'm on Sackman.
Unfortunately, you were unable to break free this time. Also, because we're at the beginning of the round, I want Chio and Valdant to again make a perception check. It is
Please.
My giant
For the love of fucking God.
moonbeam of light is
I mean, I don't know. This dress is awfully nice. Perception.
Here's the problem. It is a moonbeam of light, but it is also the middle of a sunny day. It is there is a column of light, but it is not exactly like, it's not like a giant beacon. It is a moonbeam. It's supposed to like give
Sorry,
dim light.
but a beam of light is going to look weird. It's going to look weird. People are going to look at it and go, "Ooh, what a moonbeam of light! What is this?"
It is.
Or
It is.
others-
I'm
So-
just looking at Selfless and I'm like, I don't hear no caca. Help. The guys must be doing okay.
So, Valdon, with the 12, I'll say you do see the top of the column of light just over the buildings off to your northwest.
I see nothing.
You see that. Yeah, and Chio, you are completely oblivious. What would you like to do with that information?
I would, knowing that we got all the way to the mansion without anybody trying to attack us, would probably indicate that maybe we should go check out where the rest of the party's at.
Fair enough.
And
I'd say
meet
that's a
up with them.
pretty solid reasoning. So if you would like to try and find them, you see the moonbeam, so you have a general direction as to where they are, but you do not know the city like the back of your hand like Verlor does. So you are not
So,
exactly sure.
what I would like to do then is use Radiant Soul so I can grow some wings and
Mhm.
fly.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, what?
yeah.
Excuse
in that
me?
case.
If I remember, that only lasts for about a minute. Is that correct?
Yep, it lasts for 1 minute, so that would
my
be 6 turns, and I have 30 feet of movement.
Correct. So you go ahead, you fly up into the air, you see where the moonbeam is, and you have a direction. The direction is at least a solid. They're not. They're close, but they're not super close. So we'll say it's a solid maybe. You will be able to fly there, I think. They are. I'd say. I'm trying to judge the size of this area versus how far away you guys are. With that, I'd say they made it about to, I think, 300 feet from the actual gates of the mansion. So to get there with your fly speed, I'm pretty sure you could make it, but it would be close. Because you have
So it
6
would be
rounds
6 turns.
times
Yeah.
60 total in a round. Yeah, you'd be able to make it in a minute, but cause you can get 360 feet in a minute, but it's going to take the majority of those 6 turns.
Yeah, then I'll head that way and yell down to Chio. Chio, come on!
Huh?
We gotta fight!
All right, and you do. So you start taking off to find the group. So you take off flying in the air above the buildings, and Chio, you'll be following below from the ground. All right, so that is you two.
I'll be hoofing it.
Sackman is paralyzed. Merpo, it is your go.
I am going to move my guiding moonlight.
Yes.
Can I have it here? Oh wait, hold on. I need to ping.
Ping for me. I'll move it.
Here. Because I want it to touch this dude, but I don't want it to touch the princess.
Yes, you can do that. That is within your 60
However,
foot.
now this is where I'm gonna push. I'm gonna push it a little bit.
Yeah, what do you want
Does
to do?
it move? Does it move in a straight line, or can I make it go like down here, and then along here to clip this guy as well?
It only does damage where it settles.
All right. Okay. Then. All right. Okay. I was being cheeky. I thought.
No, I hear you. I hear you. I know what
Right,
you're trying to do, but I would say the idea is that it's a concentration of it, and as it moves across, like it'd be like a hairdryer moving across you as it like went by. Like you'd feel
Alright,
it, but it wouldn't do damage. But when it like lands on him, it does do damage. So he'll go
Okay.
and make a Constitution save, and he gets a 17, so he takes half damage. So go ahead and roll 2d10. All right, so with an 11 rounded down, it will be 10, so 5 damage to him. So 5 damage to him as it lands on top of him. He goes, "Argh, keep going!" And he is going to stay there. Or
So-
that's- what would you like to do? That was your action.
So moving it is an action.
No, well, let me check. Actually, let me double check that. I want to see because I've never seen Moonbeam. And I want to make sure. It says
Because it just says
yes. It says you can
for
use
each of-
it. It says on each of your turns after you cast the spell, you can use an action to move the beam 60 feet in any direction.
Okay.
So it is your action to move the beam there.
Okay. Right. Okay. I need. I don't have anything that I can do as a reaction other than move.
Yes, you do still have your movement at the very least right now.
Could you ready an action?
She
But
could.
then the problem with that, the problem with that is then if, say, if I ready an action that if someone goes blur blah blah, then I hit them. Would that then eat up my action in order to be able to move my moonbeam?
Well, you can't ready an action now because you already used your action.
All right. Okay then.
So, yeah,
all
you
right.
can't ready anything. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, I might just stay where I am
Okay.
because I can see down here, but I can also see these guys as they come out of the darkness and go that way, that way. Correct?
No, because you wouldn't see around that building's corner.
No, but I can see down here.
Yes, you can see down to this
So I mean,
point.
I can see down to here, but
Yes.
also see this way. So as these guys come out, I can go down
Correct.
here.
You can point them out where you want to go. Yes.
Sorry, I realised that you guys can't see my mouse, so
No,
I'm
you're okay.
directing with my mouse.
You're good. You're good. I see the pink. You're all set.
All right. I think I'll just do that then. But can I give Baggins some extra hit points?
Yes. At the end of his next turn, he should have gotten them in the beginning anyway, I believe. So if he wants to take an extra 6, if you want to roll another 6 for him, for the turns that he's been in this dome, you can do that if you'd like.
Yeah. And then +3 for my cleric level.
Yep. Your D6 plus 3. So
Okay.
3
So
plus
have
3.
some have some temporary hit points, Baggins, because
Yes.
you're getting hit a little bit.
Thank you.
Yeah, and on that I'll end my turn.
Yeah.
Oh, the temporary. Hold on. They're
Yeah.
on a separate thing.
Yes, they are. They're a separate pool. All right,
Yeah,
Merple is done.
Okay, I got it.
Verlor, it is your go. You are free.
Okay.
You can move. What would you like to do? You are still in darkness, but obviously once you step out, Merpo can kind of point you in the direction of where you need to go. So I wouldn't make you have to try and reassess that.
Yeah, no. What I was kind of thinking was, I know that when we came in, there's this building to I guess my left,
Yep.
where there's a guy on top of it at the moment.
Yep.
I want to climb that building.
Okay.
Because technically, bear with me. I've got my jump distance can be doubled using Step of the Wind.
Yep, that's true.
So how tall is this building is what I'm asking, because I've got no, that's the wrong one. Oh yeah, no, it is the right one. I've got a climbing speed of 20 feet due
Yes.
to my race anyway.
Yep.
So how tall is this building?
It is 30 feet.
Okay. How what's my jump distance then?
Jump distance, I'm checking that right now. I
DC
think
is ridiculous.
its jump distance is jump, or you leap into the air a number of feet equal to 3 plus your strength modifier if you move at least 10 feet. So if you're running across, you would definitely move at least 10 feet. So it's going to be 3 plus your strength modifier, and for you would double that number.
Okay, that's a lot of math.
Well, so what's your strength modifier?
2.
2. So it's going to be, you would get a total of 4 feet in jumping.
So I can jump 4 feet in the air. So technically I don't make it to the top of the building.
You wouldn't. You'd get about 24 feet up.
That ruins my plans. Okay. I can continue climbing on the next turn, though, yeah?
Yeah, you would. I'd say you'd be able to hold on, like, grab onto something to make your way up.
I don't know whether that's a smart move now.
I would say, if you wanted to make an acrobatics check, because there are some boxes there, if you wanted to use that to, like, help push you a little bit higher as well, I would allow that as well to maybe get you up to the 30 feet to get to the edge.
Yeah, okay, let's do that.
Okay.
Because I think I've got quite a high acrobatics, so
Yes, you
let's use it.
So let's use your strengths. 24. All right. So, what's your total movement speed as a character? It's like 40 feet?
50.
50? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I think you have ability as a tabaxi to like double that too if you wanted.
Yeah, I can double that, but I don't really see the point and if I'm going to make it.
Sure. So we'll say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get to the edge. You're jumping on top of that, so you get an extra, and you can climb another 20 feet as well. With an acrobatics check, I'd say the math will even out good enough. I'd say you're able to get to the top of the ledge. You're holding onto the ledge. You're not quite at like over it, but like next turn you could like occupy that space.
Okay. Is there anything else I can do really?
You move. You're kind of holding yourself up there. I'd say it can allow you to take a swipe at this guy if you want to, like on the edge of the building. You can take your
I'll,
action.
like scratch at his knees or something.
Yeah. Go ahead and make an attack.
Let's give it a go.
15. That is his armor class, so you do hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Nice.
Beats it.
7. There we go. All right. So he takes a slash across the side, and he's like, stop! And as you do, like, the claw rakes across, like, the part in front of his chest, and you see green skin, and now you can kind of see underneath the hood, you see these long, elongated ears, and, like, sort of gnarled teeth, and a shock of red hair kind of poking out the side, with a goblinoid face of an individual.
Okay.
So now, that is your turn. Next up is Bo.
Would it count as an action if I grabbed the handmaiden's hand and dragged her along with us?
It wouldn't be an action. It would just have your movement because you're kind of bringing another character with you.
Oh, perfect. That's fine. So I want to take us two out of the darkness, but I don't want to leave her on her own in case, again, like someone decides to like attack from behind or something happens.
Sure.
So I'm gonna like feel for her hand and then just like just pull her along, and we're gonna move. So that's halved. Blah 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 blah.
I'll move her. Just tell me where you want to go to. Yep.
I'll move. That'd be the max I could move. 15 feet, wouldn't it?
Yep, it would. Because if your movement is 30, we fail to make 15.
Yeah. Cool. We'll move. Blah, 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 blah. We shall move here.
All right. So, and she will follow up behind you.
Can I see yet, or am I still in the?
Yes, you have exited the darkness, and you can
God.
now see what's going on.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
So, and I see the guy up top here, where Valor is slashing up. Was that the one that scared us earlier on, or was that a different guy?
Yes, the one on the top of the roof is the one that scared you.
Cool, no worries. So I sort of like make eye contact with him, and I'm like, right, okay then, sunshine, and I'll throw ice knife at him.
All right, go ahead and let's go ahead and post that ice knife in there so I can see what's going on. Spell description, just want to see. Create an ice knife. Yep, so make a ranged attack. So 14. No, I'm not gonna make a hit for lore. The 14. Oh yes, I think it does actually. Yeah, it's the I forgot the explosion. So yes.
If I fall off this ledge.
The knife goes.
Hang on.
It doesn't quite hit the target, but because the ice knife, it does still explode and do damage. So each one has to make a dexterity saving throw. So he's gonna make a dex save, and Verlor, if you can make a dex save. And your save is 13, so that's going to be +2. So he fails and is going to take damage. Verlor succeeds, so you will not. Nice. So go ahead and roll 2d6.
Oh, I did that one. That should be fine. Sure.
Yes, that should be. I think that's fine.
Okay.
So that's going to be. Let's see. What did it roll? It rolled a d10. So can you roll 2d6 for me?
Yeah.
The cold damage is done the 2d6.
Yeah, so it does cold damage from the ice knife exploding.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it takes 9 damage anyway. All right. So the individual at the top does take 9 damage. All right. All right. All these individuals, they're all taking damage, but they're looking okay. The individual at the top there seems like the most injured, but everyone else seems like they're in pretty good health at the moment. You gather these are pretty strong individuals. We're sent here with a very, very particular mission in mind. All right. With that, Bo, you move. You did your action. It is now on to the baddies. They are going to continue their movement. So he is going to 1, 2, 3 to get through and into the darkness with her. He's going to 1, 2, 3, 4 jump over. And with that, entering this space, all these individuals disappear from view.
Okay.
Especially because he goes around the corner, he is not able to be seen. Verlor, the individual that's in front of you, sees this and says, "Good, good," and then suddenly, he moves a hand gesture, and his visage disappears, and he also vanishes. I will say you do hear footsteps leave you, so go ahead and make an attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Misty step.
Grab his ankle.
7 will not hit. He gets away
Alright.
from your view and finds a way out. I'm just trying to determine how far away these people get before you guys are next able to move again. Alright, we'll say they get to about there. The last character, who is still in the middle of the fray, is going to turn to you and say, "We have no quarrel with you. Let this go." And then takes off. At this point, as he turns around and says this, you can see now, just beneath the cowl, is a dark elf with darker purplish skin, red eyes, and a shock of white hair that kind of pokes out the sides. He looks determined, but not angry or aggressive. And with this, he takes off. And he gets about to here. And out of the way. And with that, let's see, where do you go? We got one more character to move. Alright, and the characters have all moved. And with that, I will give you all one more round to try and catch up and find these individuals. So, with that, we started our round with Sackman. You are still frozen from the hold person spell. Go ahead and roll another wisdom save for me. And you break free. Once again, you push through and just pass the wisdom save and are no longer frozen in place.
Okay, so that means I could do something now.
Yes, you can.
Okay, give me a minute.
Stay out with the moonbeam. It'll
Yep,
hurt.
stay out of the moonbeam, yep. That ain't gonna fucking work. The only thing I can really do is just run after him. Is that all I can do?
If you raged, would that help you run further?
Hang on, just read that again. don't think I can. Oh wait, hang on. Shit, frenzy only lets me attack as an extra thing. I think the only thing I can really do is just run after him. That's it. Sorry to ask again. How far can I move?
You can move 30 feet. You can also use your action as a dash and move another 30 feet. So a total of 60 feet run.
60 feet. Oh fuck me. How far is that?
Quite far.
I mean, it is, but I can't really cut across the building.
Correct. You'd have to like move the corner, but yes, you can get a ways in and then move over.
Not very far though.
But do you not? Because remember, the thing is you can't go through this either. You can't go through the circle.
Ah, shit! Damn it!
You'd have to go like this way to 30.
Yep.
And then down here and then over.
Oh wait, no, that kind of helps. I can just get out of it.
Yep, that would work. You'd be able to just get around the corner.
All right, I'm gonna do that then, and I think it was just about here I could get to.
Yes. So
like, literally just outside it.
Before you get to that point, what'll happen though is they had laid something in the darkness behind them as they were running through. I need you to make a... In this case, it is a dexterity throw. You do have danger sense, which does give you advantage on dexterity saves, I believe, correct?
Yeah, I do have danger sense, and advantage on dexterity, yeah.
Because it's in darkness, though, I'm going to say evens out to a single roll.
Fair enough.
So go ahead and roll, like it's in complete and utter darkness. So go ahead and give me a dexterity save to see if you are caught by the trap they leave. 2.
Fuck.
And as you start to make the run, you step in. It's a tanglefoot bag that has been left behind, and it catches hold of you. It's sort of like a sticky trap that is spring loaded and just wraps around your feet as you start to make your way through, and it catches you right around the corner, and you are stuck there without moving any further.
Fun.
You can take an action next turn, since that was part of your dash, to break out of it and move forward.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So
yeah, there's not much else I can do.
Next up is Merpo. What would you like to do?
I think coming to terms with how royally fucked we are. Royally done we are. Apologies.
You're fine.
Having seen Sackman go into the darkness, I kind of have a rough idea where he would be.
Correct.
But I feel like, and I presumably from where I am, I will have seen how much of the elf thing that, you know, the dude who like, ooh, look, I'm an elf. Ooh, look, I'm going. How much of that will I've seen?
You saw the whole thing. It was right in front of you.
Do I have any kind of idea how fast elves can go?
You don't know how about race. It's usually based on their class.
Which we don't know about.
Yeah, because like their class can kind of adjust or change how fast they can run and stuff. So you don't really know exactly what type of individual this is. They kind of left that up for a secret. They didn't engage too much with that. So, what would you like to do?
So here is my thought process. I am going for Hail Mary.
Okay.
Stab in the dark, because why the chuff not at this point?
What do you want to do?
So my logic being is initially they tried to take the princess. Oh, hold on, let me do the ping thing. Tried to take the princess this way.
Yep.
Which would indicate that they're probably heading down this way, because there are boxes here and here.
Potentially.
And I doubt they're going to be able to carry over. So the easiest way to go would be here and here. I know that Sackman. Well, I don't know that Sackman's here, but I could logically deduce that Sackman is either here or has gotten around. He's gotten around here because as soon as he goes in the dark, I can't see him.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling like taking a stab in the dark and putting my moonbeam here.
Okay.
And just... does it hit anything? Because if it hits something, they make a noise, we can head in that direction.
Okay. Just making sure that was within your 120 range, and it is. So let me go ahead and grab this. And it can land.
I mean,
right
the
there.
princess is going to be hurt, but I would imagine that... Oh, can you move it one
Yep.
over?
Absolutely. Go ahead and move that over for you. Like, give me.
Oh, I see you trying to click it. Oh.
Oh boy, this is unfortunate. Wow, it won't let me grab it. I don't know why.
Fudge.
Let me try this. Nope. I will assume it's over there because for some reason it's not letting me select it.
Yeah, I want it to be this one here
Yeah.
because I want it to cover this door.
Yeah, I gotcha. So it'll cover that doorway as well, and that intersection.
But it will also, so it'll basically cover this whole intersection here.
Correct.
And I'm gonna be like, I'm sure the princess, as much as she doesn't want to get her, I'm sure she'd rather get her and also have a chance at getting at her.
Yep.
Oh wait, hold on, I didn't see the bottom of that map. Hold on, I've just noticed it on your screen.
Yeah.
Oh right, okay. I wasn't zoomed out enough. I've literally just noticed it on stream. Can I change my mind of where to put it?
I'd say you can, yeah.
So, is here
That's fine. You
still
can put it
within?
there. Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I want to now.
A game of battleships.
It really is for her. It won't let me. Oh, it just let me. Oh, there we go. I got it right here. There we go. It let me select
Yeah.
it. All right, so we're good. So that's your turn.
Roll perception on marble.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So there you are. So you do so. You place it there, and you don't hear anything.
Okay.
So with that, Merpo, that is your turn. Verlor, what would you like to do? You're hanging onto the edge of the wall.
Okay. Most likely need to drop down now because there's nothing. Well, I've seen them go that way, so I need to follow that way. So can I drop down?
Yes,
Is that
easily.
gonna be okay?
Yeah, no
Okay,
issue
that's
at all.
fine. Okay. I do want to. Well, I can move so fucking much. Right. So it's like 50 to there.
Yep.
Technically, I can double it with Step of the Wind
Mhm.
to get over here somewhere. Oh
That's-
well, here to there.
Yep, you could.
I wanna get there basically.
All right.
So yeah, I'll do that.
As you start to
That's
come
all right,
across that corner, you do end up passing by them. But one of
Okay.
the Asian individuals is going to make an attack on you as you run by.
So I was in completely the wrong place. Brilliant.
And they get a 23 to hit. With
Yuck's
Sentinel,
sake.
you are stopped right in your tracks in the darkness. Essentially, a hand they hear you coming, and just the sword digs into your chest as you come running by and stops you in your tracks before you can go
Okay.
any farther. And that does. Let me pull up his character sheet to see what damage he does on that strike. That is going to be for the scimitar. And it does 7 points of damage as it just digs into your chest
Ow.
and stops you in the darkness.
Great. Well, technically I can't see, but can I sort of literally shot in the dark, like swing my hand out and try to hit him?
You had to use your move
Oh,
and a
yeah,
dash to get
okay.
there, so you cannot
Well,
make it.
technically I use Step of the Wind, so does that count?
You used it again.
Can I use it again?
You can. So yes,
there
you
you go
can
then.
make an attack. So you can use your step of the wind to get there, and instead go ahead and make an attack.
Oh.
A 7 does not hit.
Ugh.
Do I get an offhand with
because you used your bonus action for step of the wind.
that? Okay, fair
Just
enough.
Something. I'm trying.
You're trying, man. You're
I know
trying. It's
you
okay.
Dice hate us today.
Yeah.
All right. And with that, Verlor, you moved, you attacked. Bo, it is your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep holding on to little handmaiden.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see anything? Really?
Yeah.
I think I'll just sort of shuffle a little bit here, holding on to the handmaiden's hand. So I don't want to dash with her because I don't want to get her into any damage, like any fray.
Yep.
And I can't move far enough to warrant moving any further.
Yeah. If you want to keep her with you, then yes, that's as far as you can go.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little look, see if I've got any tricks up my sleeve.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So I've got spike growth,
You do.
which is a range of 150 feet.
Correct.
And when I find my target, that'll be a 20-foot radius from a
Mhm.
point. So I kind of point with this for some reason. Let's see if I can, because I'm thinking. Trying to think, how do you do the pointy thingy again? Sorry.
It should be to like the measuring. It's the little measuring tape there on the left-hand side.
Wait. Oh, never mind. That didn't work. I did it. Nah, that's not work. Oh no, hang on. So I'm thinking is, I guess I'll just do it like this. But I'm thinking is, because they're round about here, so I know I can't see there, but if I just sort of like in my mind's eye, yeet my spike growth to about here
Mm-hmm.
and hope it lands, because I'm assuming I've heard Valor kind of go ugh when he was stopped with the sword.
Right. So you want to center on this point here at the corner?
Yeah, round about there.
All right.
Just yeet it over the buildings.
So 20-foot range goes to about here. Just double checking the actual.
Sorry, guys.
You're all right. You're all right. So it goes to here is the corner. So we'll do that. Go there, and we'll do a little circle there to be our spike growth.
Oh, it's not too bad. That's good. Yeah, I'll just pop it in chat.
Yeah, go. You're good. I'd say you'd be able to you're guessing. You know you can't see it, but it doesn't really specify it has to be an area you can see. It only specifies it has to be within range. So I'd say you're able to do this, giving an idea okay,
Great.
I think they're down around this area. I'm gonna go ahead and send it this far out. So
Yeah.
that's fine. All right. Okay, that is your go. And with that, we go onto the baddies. So, a couple of things happen with everything going on. As you cast your spell, you... After a few moments, you do hear some things happen. Some individuals shout and just kind of just keep going! And they push through. And you also hear a woman, as she also comes through the area.
Oh, Alex.
I'm gonna want the princess.
As this happens, sorry, I was on the wrong thing. I was trying to grab. So as this happens, these individuals move in a way without being seen in a direction. You're unable to pick up as to where exactly they're able to make it to. You had no visual on anyone at the end of this turn. and they have headed in a direction that you cannot see. They did take damage from the spike growth, and it did slow them, but they were able to use their entire action to move. And with that, I'll say this encounter has come to a close.
No.
Fuck.
And we're going to take a break.
We suck.
Shit the bed.
And we'll pick up with how the party is going to possibly salvage the situation. We will say that shortly after these events occur, and after about a minute, less than a minute, Veldant and Shio do meet up with the party as they are trying to pick up exactly what's going on. All right, everyone, we're gonna take a break. So hang tight. We'll be back in a few minutes, and we'll see what happens next. All right, everyone. I'm back. We are all back. Welcome. I want to give quick shout outs for some people who popped in for a fantastic raid from Molten Sun. Hello, Raiders. If you're still here, Molten Sun, if you're still here, welcome, welcome. Pog, welcome. Swoop, what is up, dude? Welcome in. And thank you, Serenity Noob, for the bits. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're back. We had a intense combat. I had to use the bathroom desperately, so I had to pop away. Thank you for the happy birthday. So we are back. We're gonna get back into it. And yeah, and we'll pick back up. So, without further ado, Sith, hey, welcome in. I want to say hi to everyone because a whole bunch of people were here while I was talking and doing the thing. I want to say hi. Saints here. Tomb, welcome in, guys. Sith said hi to you. Molten Sun. Sugar Beat. I saw Alba earlier. Resman, you're welcome. Welcome. Just looking at everyone. Louise. Oh, look at all these people. Look at these lovely people. Fantastic. B was here for a little while. Sith, thank you for subbing. Thank you so much. All right, and we got Visceral in here. Angus was popping in for a little while. Mac Cakes. And Nas popped in. Oh, such awesome peoples. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for popping in and hanging out on our birthday for D&D. All right, we'll go back and we'll get this going. Music, goodbye. All right. All right, and we'll get our other music going. We'll do this guy. And make sure our volume is good. Nope, we don't want that one. What you want?
Too happy.
Too happy. We want this guy. Much too happy. That's a different one. That's for something else. So, with that, the party reconvenes after what feels like a possible failure. You all gather around, picking up the pieces of what has just transpired. The spells that have been cast, the darkness spell fades away, the thorns themselves seem to still be visible from Bo's spell as well. You see bits of blood and cloth that have been raked across and left in what remains of the thorn spell. And you are trying to figure out exactly what to do next. As this happens, what do you all do?
I just sort of like sink to my knees, realizing what's happened, still holding the handmaiden's hand, and I'm just sort of like looking at the floor, like in despair, just going, "Shit, it's just gone." Like, I just keep repeating it over and over, going like, "It's just gone." I'm just like shaking my head as I'm doing that and just ignoring everything around us, but still, like, still holding on to her hand.
Mm-hmm.
I think myself and Veldant will just be like coming around the corner at this point. Like,
still in your dress.
Yeah, just like I'm like holding it up as I'm like because it's long, and I kind of like stop and I'm like, oh yeah, you all look like shit. What happened?
It's just gone.
I'm yanking at the stuff on my feet and just shouting, which way did they go? And like just trying to get it off me.
Who's
anybody
gone?
care to explain what's going on?
It's just gone.
We fucked up.
It's just gone.
Ambushed. We were hit with darkness, and they took her and ran. And every time we tried something, we were foiled at every turn. And then they just disappeared. And yeah.
Little miss, did you say ambush? Like salami sausage? What kind of ham are we talking here?
Ambush.
Oh, ambush!
Kira.
Sorry, ambush. Right.
Got attacked.
Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna go up to Bo and the handmaid and ask the hand first. So Bo, I get you're upset,
This
but
is a
we
test.
need to think clearly and pull ourselves together. We've got moves to make. and then ask the handmaid, "Do you have any idea who wanted the princess?"
Oh, and she looks scared for a moment, and she's unsure what to do. And so she looks around, and she looks despondent and says, I mean, she's royalty, and there's a war going on, so I imagine she would be very much sought after by quite a lot of people. My goodness. And she's looking around, and she's just beyond tears, and says, I'm sorry. I didn't know they were going to go to these lengths. I thought it would be simple. I thought no one would get hurt, but I have a way to keep track of her. It's not perfect. It's this, and she pulls out this essentially is a compass, and it points in a direction down, like, farther into the city. She says, as long as she's still wearing it, there's a pendant on her person, and this compass will point in her direction. Just gives me an idea where she is if she ever gets lost, or if she's somewhere around the castle grounds and I need to try and find her. This is what I use, and we can use this if we need. If you need to try and find her.
Lore,
Does
come.
she know about this?
She does not. It was a gift from the king. Honestly, it was his idea to keep an eye on her. He didn't know that she had it on her when we left, but I kept it with me just in case. I thought it might be useful.
When you said earlier you didn't think anyone would get hurt, what did you mean by that? Please answer the question.
We just want peace. The majority of our nation just want peace. But the king, he's being driven beyond his means. And I was approached one day to help, if I could. And then they came calling. And I said I would help them to locate her. Their hope is to use this moment to force the king to the table, to talk, to maybe start discussions about stopping this war, this fight, in some way. But I don't know, that was terrifying. I'm scared. They said they didn't mean her any harm. They didn't say they would hurt her. But I'm worried now.
I sort of start, like, standing up, still hold on to her hand, and I sort of look her in the eye, and I'm like, what do you mean? Do you know these people?
Not personally, no. They've kept in touch with me through various spells and means of communication. I've never met them in person, no, but they're with the Kreen dynasty. Yeah, the country that the Dwendalian Empire is at war with right now.
So did you plan this with them?
Not the details, but I was instrumental in them finding her, yes.
And at that, I sort of, like, ungrasp her hand and just sort of, like, take a step back with, like, my hand on my chest, just going, like, what was the point in all of this then? Like, what I'm looking around at everyone going,
Can I try and grab the compassy thing out of the lady's hand, please?
I was trying to get your attention to see if you could guide us.
Make the
I want the compassy thing.
make a dexterity.
I
check.
want it.
Now the cat's angry. The cat is out of the bag.
Oh,
Oh
big
no!
cat's
Claws
going
out
to
and
snatch
all.
it.
Oh.
Make a dexterity check to see if you can like snatch it before she's able to pocket it and put it away.
Oh,
Oh
I
yeah.
believe
Nice.
I can.
Oh yeah. She.
Can I leave a little scratch on her hand as well?
Oh
Like-
yeah. It's easy enough. She
Thank
starts to put it away, and you just reach out with these lightning reflexes and snatch the compass out of her hand. And she like, she twitches with surprise, but nods and says, "It's okay. Take it."
Just leave her. Just leave her in the mud.
Yeah, fucker.
Can we get Baggins out of the thing and then just leave her?
Baggins is easily broken free from the trap by this point.
Okay, cool.
He's,
Alright, okay.
He's free.
before. Oh, sorry, on you go.
Oh no, you go.
I was just gonna say before we leave her, like I'm just gonna like hunch up my dress and like squat down next to her. But like, listen, lady, you've potentially cost my friends and I a lot of money. There was a lot of cash on the line for us, and you might have messed it up for us. I have one question for you and one question only. Can I keep the dress?
She-
Actually, do you know what? I'm not asking. I'm keeping it.
you say this, and as you start to walk away, and like just to keep the dress and show that intention, she just says, not looking at anyone, but loud enough for you all to hear. Despite the gold and the money you could have, would you give everything if it meant it could stop a war and stop thousands of lives from dying? That's why I did what I did.
That's very poetic, but we've got to go. There's money on stake. It's shiny. Very shiny.
I kind of
Stopping
want
a
to
war
turn
and
around
saving
to her.
thousands is admirable, but putting an innocent person in harm's way for it is something that's unforgivable.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to turn around to her and sort of look at her, because part of me kind of gets it. You know, she found a she found a way to potentially stop and save thousands of lives through one person. And I'm going to do Star Trek here, so my inner nerd is coming out, but the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. And she did it in what she thought would be a way that would be minimal. You know, I could see how she could justify it to herself. And so I sort of look to her and go, remember this. Right now. Right here. And just turn around and walk away.
Okay.
Off we go then. Let's. I sort of shake this compassy thing, and I'm like, okay. It's anyone else? I'm not the most intelligent.
Wait,
Let's
hold on.
keep
I did have one more thing. Turn around. I turn back to her and say, if they come back to you, and I get the hint that you have told them any information about myself, my party, or put anyone else other than yourself in this position, may whatever god or gods you believe in have mercy on your soul. And then turn.
We won't.
You
Just
may
gonna
have
walk
wanted to save
past.
thousands, but you could also cost thousands more with this war getting worse because of this action.
And you've cost us a lot of gold, you fuck. Right, can we go?
Greedy bastards.
It's
Let's
very
go.
shiny.
I want the money.
Lead the way, Valor.
I'd fucking. This is not my area of expertise. You show me which way, and I'll tell you which
Follow
way.
the pointy thing, guide us through the city.
You know the city. This is your thing, dude.
Would I have any idea where they might be taking her?
You
Compass.
don't know where, but the compass does point in a direction.
Okay, we'll
It is-
follow that then.
All right, so you do. The party sets off to try and follow this compass and figure out where these folks are headed. And we'll say you follow the compass for a while. It gives you general directions. It doesn't tell you like where they are, what buildings they've entered, if it's high or low. But it takes you all around the city. It appears they know that they've been, for the most part, had, and they don't trust that you're going to stop. You always feel like you're a few steps behind and not able to quite catch them. They circle, they turn back, they double back, they go back into their directions, and you always seem to miss them. I will say, to check, anyone who'd like, make a survival check to see if you can pick up on their actual trail besides what the compass is telling you.
I have a roll that's not a nat 1 at some point.
The ten's
everyone else did.
10's not a nat 1. So, Merpo sees it. Everyone else is not quite keen enough to pick it up. But as you're passing some of the streets that you go through, you do start seeing footprints down alleyways, and you're able to pick up ideas of where they might be. But it's not enough to make sure you catch up. You see that they've been using a mix of the streets, the alleys. They seem to be in plain sight, and sometimes they're in hidden places. You see points where they have entered into secret passages, into storefronts, into different locations, some leading into sewers, and then you lose their trail for a bit, but the compass keeps you on track, and you're able to pick it up again as they come back out. You feel like you're just a little ways behind, and you're trying to keep pace, but you can't quite find them. This continues on for the better part of the day, so long that it is getting close to nighttime now. That you've been wandering the city, trying to locate this individual. After sundown, it finally feels like the compass is pointing in a dedicated direction. And you're able to find your way to the dock portion of the city, in the Restless Wharf. There are a multitude of ships that have been docked and moored. Most of the area has been cleaned up now from the Sahagin fight that occurred earlier, or the day before. The guards have taken care of that. But now you see more guards wandering around and moving around. And they seem to be on high alert. So you get to the edge of one of the piers, following the compass, and it seems to point in the general direction of what appear to be about 3 larger ships that are docked on the port.
Do we recognize where the ships are from?
Make a history check.
Oh, I think I have something that helps with that. Hold on.
Oh.
I don't.
Whenever you make an intelligence, in brackets, history rated... Oh, wait, no. Would we class a ship as a technological item?
I would not. The ship itself is
Oh,
not.
right, okay.
Some instruments on the ship might be, but the ship itself I would not include as a technological instrument.
Okay, it was worth a try.
Sure.
History check. History. Yeah.
All right. With a 6, unfortunately, the flags that you're seeing and the descriptions of the ships themselves are not bringing anything to light. So you're unfortunately not able to. Sorry, guys. You're unfortunately not able to actually ascertain where these ships are from. So what would you
How
like to
close
do?
are we to the ships?
You are at the edge of the dock. I say we'll pick back up where you were on the edge of the dock. The sun has set. It is dark. Lanterns are being lit around the city, and there are about 3 ships in front of you from the dock. You are maybe about 50 feet from the first ship that is on your left-hand side. There's another one on the right side of the dock. It's like a large pier, essentially, that juts out into the water. And so it's able to dock 1, 2, and then a third behind that.
Couldn't we be able to just walk in between them with the compass and
Yes.
whichever one it points to?
You could.
Find out.
Absolutely
So let's
could.
do that.
Mm-hmm.
Just walk down the dock and see what the compass tells us.
All right. And you do. So, you walk down the dock, and the second you step foot on it, the compass itself starts to spin. And it doesn't give you a direction like it was before.
Does that not mean we're on top of it?
Sounds
No.
like they found out the amulet and threw it in the water.
Then it would just point to it, though, wouldn't it?
If it's the water underneath us, then it's just
Yeah.
gonna spin once we're on top of it directly.
She didn't say it was exact. She said it was sort of not always correct.
Could I
So-
do a I don't know if this would work. Could I do an Arcana check maybe on the compass to sort of like see what it's trying to tell her? And yeah,
Absolutely.
see if that gives
Go
me
ahead.
more insight.
Go ahead. Absolutely. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check.
Can't promise it'll be a good one.
Yeah, I'd say you're not exactly sure. Like Selphus was like reminding you that it's a general location. It's not exact, but you don't know what the spinning could mean.
Are there people on the boat?
Um,
On the ships?
At this time of night, there are a few individuals on the ships. Some of them are like loading different supplies. Some of them are just washing the decks, but it's only like a handful. Like you maybe see 1 or 2 people on the decks of the ships that are there.
Are we able to see if anything feels like... I don't know how to describe it, but you know, if I'm thinking if she's been taken onto a ship, then people might be like a bit more sort of, I'm mopping, but actually I'm looking round. Are we able to perceive if there's anything that feels out of, are people acting a bit too, are they trying too hard to act normal? I think is what I'm trying to say.
I get exactly what you're saying. So for that,
Excuse me.
let's say to get that, because it's nighttime, to get that much of an insight on someone, I would say you guys are probably standing. Have you moved like to the middle of the dock at this point, like between all 3 ships, kind of like giving an eye out?
Well,
Yeah.
could we not have it where one of us stands closer to each of the ships and we all do the check individually?
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, if
'Cause
individuals
we could
wanted to
get-
try and
if we get
I
close enough, it might help.
Also have an idea
Okay.
that if Chio doesn't mind taking off the dress so it doesn't get ruined, Chio doesn't need to breathe. We could tie a rope around him and drop him in the water to see if he could find the amulet.
This is true. I should mention that I have changed out of the dress because you know it's
You
kind of
like your armor back on?
Yeah, but also walking about in a bright pink dress, you know, kind of.
it's a little
Chio doesn't want
noticeable.
to ruin. Chio doesn't want to ruin his new dress.
No, I've
Yeah.
folded it all up and I've put it in my bag of holding and got it for later just in case.
Okay, that works. So, I'll say for what you're doing, Murpo, I get what you're saying. Give me an insight check, a general insight check, because you're trying to do it from a distance. It is going to be a little harder. But a 20's pretty.
Ooh.
A 20's pretty freaking good. The dockhands notice you, and they see you. On the first 2 ships in the line, they seem to notice, and some of them are kind of keeping an eye on, but no one is like suspiciously keeping an eye on you. On the far boat, there is an individual who keeps looking, but isn't looking as much as the other 2. Like he kind of gives like quick glances and then keeps going about what he is doing. And it strikes you as a little weird on the far ship,
Okay.
on the farthest end of the dock.
I'm gonna just like carry on doing what I'm doing, and just go, dude on far ship, looks dodgy. We need to sort of be aware that we may be watched. Sort of thing. But I quite like the let's put Chio in the water idea. I think that sounds funny.
I suppose I could like walk along the bottom where no one's gonna spot me, and then try and maybe nip into a what do you call these things? Like a cannon hole? Like you know how they have the sides
gun
where it's
port.
like a hole
Yeah.
where you
A gun
That's
port.
it, yeah.
Ooh.
yeah.
And
Oh,
climb
like
No
the
one would
Pirates
see me.
Pirates of the Caribbean style. All
I am
super.
super sneak as well, remember?
You are.
Super
The hard
sneaky.
thing is, can you swim, Chio?
I can walk along the bottom. I don't
I
need
know.
to swim.
But there's a
Climb
gap
up the
from
anchor.
bottom to the bottom
There's
of the
an
ship.
anchor.
You still
No,
got
there's an anchor.
There's
Oh,
an
yeah.
anchor.
an anchor.
Climb the anchor.
Yeah, she could climb the anchor. That'd be doable.
So what you're telling me is you want to sink me like an anchor. I walk along the bottom, and then I
Yes.
crawl up into a little hole and have a sneak around.
Exactly.
I can do this.
Works for me.
All right, who wants to throw me in? Who wants the pleasure?
Me.
Of course. See, the big cat
Maybe-
doesn't
maybe
want to
we-
get his paws wet, so he gets me wet instead. That sounds really wrong.
Is there a way that because I'm conscious that this I'm conscious that this dude is giving me the heebie-jeebies.
Yes.
So could we not make it like we're splitting up, and Chio and whoever's throwing Chio in the water goes round to a place where they maybe can't be spotted, and rather than thrown in the water, he's gently placed.
You guys
Well,
can
I can
cause a
always make it
distraction.
look like we've had a fight.
Yeah.
Like,
Enough
Chio
room.
could be viciously drunk, and I'm just putting him in the dunk tank.
That's what we're going
like-
to do, big cat. Let's have a fight at the end of the pier. and
You know what happened last
viciously
time?
throw me in.
I had a
Get
fight
out
with
of my
someone in the
pub.
party. They almost fucking died. pub.
Yeah, let's do a light, a
Roleplay.
light fight. Do a little sparring match and use your best moves. Okay.
Yes,
I'm gonna thunder smite your ass next time.
that's fine. I'm
Oh,
all about
man.
the competition. Right, okay.
Oh dear.
I think that's a good idea. I like that one.
So you guys are gonna stage a fight on the edge of the pier and knock you into
Yep.
the water?
Fuck yeah.
All right. Give me. So if you're gonna do that, the two of you, give me a performance
Performance.
check. Yeah.
Can do it.
To see if you can act out
no.
a fake fight and see if it'll work. Okay,
Oh
Chio's
yes.
good. 11.
Oh yes.
With the two of that, it's at a distance, so like the people on the close ships might be able to like, all right, they're just fucking around. The other one is
Wait.
okay,
I'm gonna put the dress back on.
you're good. Okay, well, Rachel, you'll
Does
put the
that add
dress.
to the performance?
I'd say it's fine.
It's a couple's quarrel.
It's exactly the couple where
You
the
cheated on me.
where the the boyfriend gets ends up in the water. It's fine.
And I'm the girlfriend. I'm in.
Oh, sorry, you're in a dress. Sure. So, you get into this fight. I'd say it's convincing enough to where it doesn't like.
The bard was so handsome. What do you mean? I couldn't take my eyes off him.
You have betrayed me and my entire family. In with you.
Wench.
Yeah, literally, you wench.
And you
Oh,
get
the humanity.
and you get.
Don't forget me.
Just drops like a rock.
As this happens, you fall in, and a couple of the guards who watch the docks at night see you fall into the water and go, "Shit! What are you doing?" And one of them runs over to like look into the water to try and investigate what's going on. And one of them like kind of runs up to you, Overlord, like, "What was this about?" And he starts questioning you. But while it's happening, Chio, you fall into the water and just sink to the ground, and you hit the silty bottom of this bay, a solid like 30 feet underwater. It is dark.
Quite far.
It is hard to see, but like you said, there are still anchors sinking down from the ships. If you would like to start making your way over to the far ship, you can.
Shall do. I'll make my way over to the anchor.
All right.
Making my way downtown.
All right.
Make my way to the anchor.
Look at the other people in the party. Like, should we interfere with this guard to, diffuse the situation?
How this goes.
We're just going for a skinny dip. And I start to like pull my trousers down really slowly because I really don't want to.
Stop that! No, not on public ground. What you do in your private time is your business, not here.
Oh, I'm really sorry, and I pull them up really high and like.
This is
I am
foreplay.
really sorry.
And they're like looking in, like she's not,
It's fine. She's fine.
she's not coming. She hasn't come up.
Yeah, she's really good at holding her breath.
Pretty good at holding her. How long does she hold her breath for?
A long time.
Make a deception check.
Approximately forever.
I mean, that could be it could be a persuasion check because it's not lying.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
They're both as bad as each other, really. So,
I mean, 16.
Oh.
Oh.
can I do my like prettiest cat
Yeah.
face?
And they look at you and like, I mean,
What's in boot eyes?
it's, there's a competition once a year where we swim to the bottom and then we like hand stuff out. If you want to get her in that, she'd probably do really well.
I'll let her know once she comes back up, but it'll be a while.
To be fair, this is kind of private property. You're not supposed to be swimming in the bay. There's designated areas for swimming. Do you want to jump in there, Julius? No. God, no. That's disgusting. The things that get dumped in there are awful. When she comes up, just pull her out, please. I don't want to touch her.
Yeah,
when she...
no, that's fine.
All right. All right, we'll keep going.
Thanks,
And
guys.
with that persuasion or deception check, they just wander off to keep an eye out. Like, it's just a weird situation. They don't know how to handle, and they're just
Really strange situation.
highly strange, and they just don't want to touch it, so they just kind of walk away. With that, Chio, you get to the anchor on the other boat. What would you like to do?
Climb up and try and get myself in a wee porthole.
All right. So, climbing on land is one thing. Climbing in a soaked dress underwater is another.
Yeah.
I would like you to make a strength check to try and see how difficult it is. You'll be able to do it, but we'll see how long it takes.
Made of metal.
Oh, easy peasy. I'm up there like a fucking.
That's stealth. You're doing it quietly, but how? I need a strength check.
Damn it.
What?
I need a strength
Hold on,
check.
where's
Yeah.
strength? Where's strength?
You can use an
The
athletics.
big ones on
You
the
can use
side.
either the big one or an
Up
athletics.
the top.
Or an athletics check if you
Ah.
have a bonus in it. Athletics would be fine.
Athletics then.
Oh god.
You're quiet about it, but it takes you a minute. You like have a couple false
okay.
starts where like you're pulling on it and you're like, nope. And you kind of like start to drift a little bit and you're like, nope, and you're like trying to pull because there's like a little slack in the anchor lines. You're like, oh no, come on, and you're like falling sideways. Eventually though, after like about 5 minutes, you're able to start making some headway up the side of this boat. You get over the water line. You're doing it very quietly. I'm gonna do a couple perception checks.
Oh.
No one's able to beat it, so you are quiet. You get all the way about halfway up to about what looks to be, on these kind of ships, there aren't necessarily like portholes in the lower section. You do get to what would be a gun port. Climbing up next to the anchor, which is like near the front. I believe that would be port side of the boat. The left side.
Cool.
So what would you
Before
like to
I
do?
pop in,
Yeah.
I'll just like kind of like stick my head in to have a wee nosy and make sure no one's just like, inside and I just drop straight in.
Sure. You take a look inside. Go ahead and give me your perception check.
Perception. Peek.
11. It's easy enough. And you have dark vision, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think
So-
so.
You are able to see into the room itself. You do see a couple of individuals that you do recognize from before. They do appear to
Would
be...
she recognise them because she wasn't there?
Oh, no, you wouldn't. You would have no idea. You're right. Thank you for correcting me.
I know that's
Yeah.
probably screwing us over, but
Thank you, Sarah.
No, no.
You do see...
Unless one of
You see two
Unless one of you
individuals.
describe them.
We'll
Well,
assume
obviously,
that
they've gave me a description.
I
of
would
them.
assume so. Yes. So you
There's
get
a
you have
goblin and a dark elf and
you have like a rough description of like what they might have looked like. From this vantage point, you do see a couple of people that kind of fit some of those descriptions. One of them is you see the individual that had the abnormally long arms. They are wearing black sort of cloth wraps that kind of cover their body, and their hood has been pulled back, to which you see a very furry animal-like face of like orangish hair and pointed ears. Their arms are much longer, and you see fur covering their arms and nails that they're rather long, pointing out from it. Very muscular and very strong looking. Next to them is another individual who looks mostly humanoid from the right angles, but when they turn to kind of like look around, not seeing you, you see looks to be almost like an animal like cat-ish nose, and like sort of feline ears. And it strikes you as weird because you recognize the cat features, but you realize that he's not Tabaxi. He doesn't look like Verlor, like a cat. He's a cat in a different way.
Okay.
And as you see these, the two of them are sitting there talking to each other, and just speaking in hushed tones, and you overhear, "That got a lot hotter than I thought it would be. Yeah. At least no civilians were around. Yeah. That would have been a hell of a mess. We're trying to do this quiet, with no casualties. I know. We don't want to ruin anything. Are they going to send the message? Tonight. Supposed to be, yeah. They're supposed to send it out soon. How long until we get a response? Depends when the mages can reach us again. Well, hopefully this will be over soon." And they go about kind of sitting in this stoic, almost somber silence. From your point on the outside of the ship,
no.
I will say,
Yeah.
you have a gun port there. There's maybe 2 more gun ports out to your right. This is like a large 2-masted ship. So it's got quite a few gun ports on it, if needed, for a defense. You do see a little bit farther past that, near the back of the boat, would be a captain's quarters, so to speak. You see like a railing edge where someone could stand out onto, and some lights are on that side of the boat.
Cool. Before I shimmy my way across to the captain's to have a peek in, could I drink my invisibility potion?
Yes, you could. Absolutely.
Nice.
Sip, 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 sip.
All right. And you have invisibility for 1 hour.
Nice. I am actually gonna crawl into the port then.
Okay. Go ahead and make a stealth check at advantage.
Stealth advantage. Nice.
Okay. So you crawl in, and we are using our new skull die.
Nice.
Yeah. And for him, yeah, neither of them. I got a 2 and an 8. Even with their perceptions being +5, they do not see you.
Cool.
So you make your way in quietly, and you enter into this gun port, and it looks like an open platform for now. A couple of the guns look like they're like kind of pulled back, and they're like have the ports open just to like let some airflow into this lower deck. Guns aren't loaded or anything. It's not ready for battle in any way. It's just there in harbor. It's about, we'll say it's about an 8-foot ceiling in here, so it's a little bit larger. Open for movement if combat comes. There is a stairwell off to your left-hand side as you enter the port that leads up to what you'd assume would be the top deck. And if you go to the right, there looks to be a door on the right-hand side that might lead to another area of the boat.
Can I head in the general direction of the captain's quarters then?
Sure. So you start heading that direction, and with some ships, the captain's quarters like on the top deck, and you would walk out onto. In this case, it's actually built where it's rather extravagant, where this captain's quarters has 2 levels to it, and you can kind of tell that from the windows on the back end of the boat itself. So you make your way to this second floor entrance, or this lower floor entrance. The two men are walking around. One of them is kind of peering out the porthole, looking down the dock to kind of keep an eye out. The other one is standing close to the door, not next to it right there, but is like nearby, just kind of keeping a watch, playing with, cleaning with his nails. This is the kind of cat-ish looking one. Is kind of like picking his nails and like thinking in quiet thought. So did you want to try and reach the door?
Yeah, if I can.
All right, easy enough. You've reached the door. There is like dim lantern, like oil lanterns in the room. What would you like to do?
Can I have a listen in to see if anyone's in the room before I try and open the door?
Absolutely. The door itself, just to give you a description, is like it looks like an ornate-ish looking door. It's got a little presentation to it. It looks nicer than just a regular entrance, and there is like a keyhole down below with a latch to like lift it open if you needed to. Listening in, go ahead and give me a perception check.
Perception.
9. With that, what you hear, you don't hear words. You hear an individual's voice, which seems smooth and masculine. And you also hear a more delicate female voice, which reminds you of Princess Soraya, who you had heard before. You don't hear any yelling. You don't hear cries of pain of any kind. It sounds like there's a conversation going on, but no raised voices, no distress, nothing like that coming through the hole.
Can I chap the door?
You want to try and get in?
So, plan is chap the door.
Okay.
Or is the door unlocked actually? Can I just give it a wee jiggle to see if it's unlocked?
You can. You do reach it, and it is unlocked.
I'm going to try and sneak in.
All right. To do this, give me I'm going to ask 2 things. One, a sleight of hand to see if you can open this door in a way that no one standing around you would notice. Obviously, it's going to be the handle, but seeing how well you can kind of like just barely lift it to get it open. So start with
I'm
that.
proficient in this, so please give me a good...
So a 6. And then go ahead and give me another stealth check, just because you're kind of like taking a new action here.
Come on, stealth check.
At
Would she get an
advantage.
advantage?
It is an advantage still.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's a 14. And you do. So the 14 continues. Let's just take a look at what we hear. All right. They are just so enraptured. Yeah, no, they just can't roll. They are not noticing it. Man. I got
the
like
turntables.
I got like a 1,
I'm like a
2.
ghost.
I got like a 1, a 2, a 4. I got like a 12 at one point, but the person who rolled it didn't have high perception, so like okay.
Never mind.
It's alright.
Living up to my subclass, the
You
Phantom
are.
right about
You
now.
are. You really are. So you do. And you're able to jimmy the door open at the exact right moment where the person who's on the outside, the cat-like individual, doesn't quite notice as it like creaks open a little bit, and you slide in. And as you enter the room, it's brightly lit, very nice looking room, and you see that Princess Soraya is in the far end of the room with her auburn hair and is staring out the back window with her arms crossed, and the dark elf individual that was described to you earlier and the goblin individual are both standing in the middle of the room, kind of facing her, and having that discussion. But no one has noticed you enter.
Can I have a wee listen in to what they're saying?
Sure. Now that you're in the room, it's easy to hear them. They're not being quiet by any means. So as you do, the conversation continues. I understand your plight, and I don't want anyone else to die. This is the princess speaking. My father is a territorial man and zealous at times. And I understand what you're trying to do. I don't want this war any more than you do. I will cooperate to the best of my ability. I want this war over just like you. But I fear that if you bring something to the table that is going to harm or insult the king in some way, he's not going to go for it. And the fact that you've already captured me and using me as leverage is not going to put you in favorable sight for him. At this point, the Dark Elf looks to her and says, "We're desperate. They have wronged us, your kingdom. But we want to try and solve this peacefully. This is our last-ditch effort to stop this and get a conversation going properly before our queen just declares all-out war. We are the last hope, and if this falls through, if we can't convince the king to come to the table and talk, and give us what we have asked and what we are rightfully owned by our heritage, our culture, and our right, returning what has been stolen to us, we can't stop the bloodshed that'll come." And with this, the goblin pipes and says, I think this can work. I think we can make this happen. Does anyone know you're here yet? At all? To which...
I know you're here, princess!
You say this out loud?
Speaking of conversations coming to the floor, I know this might seem a little weird because you're hearing a voice like from nowhere, but actually, hold on, let me do this. And I pull the dress out, which I take isn't invisible because it was in my bag of holding.
Yeah, okay. Since in an alternate dimension, it wouldn't be considered.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I put that on, so it's just like a floating dress. I'm like, "Hey, princess, remember me? I was the one back at the carriage, and I stole your dress." Very nice, by the way. Thank you very much. This is kind of awkward because I snuck on here, and you weren't supposed to see me, but things might have changed a little bit. Oh, by the way, hello, boys. My name is Chio. How's it going?
With this, the two individuals like stop, and you see this floating dress and a disembodied voice talking, and then just a sigh as the Dark Elf just kind of puts his hand on his face. Heltex, Ishi. God's damn it.
Oh, I'm really sorry about that, but your two boys aren't very smart, but I also took an invisibility potion, that's why you can't really see me.
And then as you're speaking, the goblin wizard, who now has his cloak drawn back, is like, his hand is like glowing, but he's not doing anything, he's just watching the Dark Elf, who looks to him and says, "I take it that if you're here, and you're not killing us, that you're not here to fight."
Like a great man once says, I come in peace. Oh wait, you can't see my fingers. Yes, I come in peace.
He sees a wrist of a dress kind of come up.
Does anyone get any way to get this invisibility stuff off me quicker, or do I just need to stand here awkwardly like a moving dress?
I think if you throw your dagger at the wall, it should go away. Or if you can cast this is the goblin, and if you cast a spell, I think that'll stop it.
Don't know any spells, but hacha!
The second you make this fast motion with your arm, the effect shimmers and leaves your body, and suddenly you're visible again.
Whoa, look at that! My body's back. Hi guys.
And Soraya looks over and says, "Oh dear, this just got complicated. Listen, I think this can go well. Please, hear them out." To which the individual looks back to her and nods and says, "I am Vimlis Caldere. I am with the Kreen Empire." And as you see this, he kind of puts his hand over a pendant on his chest. And as it leaves, you see a dodecahedron that is all made of inlaid silver lines that intersect and cross to create this sort of dodecahedron-like shape on his chest. I don't know how much.
I am Chio. I am with myself.
I venture to guess you're with the other group we saw earlier today. Is that right?
Yeah, so the guys said they attacked you, but I think I don't know. From what I've heard, I think we might have our lines crossed a little bit. You see, there was a man back in the town who offered us quite a lot of cash to make sure that the princess got to him safely, but now I don't know whether that was good idea or bad idea. Kingdoms fighting, maybe potential peace. Don't know. I'm still on the fence right about now.
But it's gold that's motivating you, is that right?
Well, there's lots of things that motivate me. Dress, gold, invisibility potions. I take what I want, you know?
It's fair. I hear it's like that in the Empire. You scrounge for what you can get. Well, I'm a little biased, but I think our cause is righteous. We're trying to set up a conversation right now. Me and Weirlax over here. We're trying to get in touch with the Empire and maybe get them to calm down a moment while we get things sorted out. See if we can get to an agreement. What do you think? Are we able to get in touch with them? Is our agent in place? Weirlax goes, give me a moment, let me check. He walks over to the side and goes, are you in position? Can you deliver the letter now? He's quiet. And then he says, they're there. I can do it when you ask. He says, he looks to Soraya. And he looks to you, Gio. And he says, go. To which, once again, Weirlax puts his hand up, makes a gesture, and says, now. And after a moment, silence. And there's tension in the air as you wait, as if something is supposed to happen. But as all diplomatic situations go, usually there's a lot of waiting. And you hear no following noise. To which Vimlis looks to you and says, and now we wait for a word from our contact. They're keeping an eye on what's going on in the Empire. And our delegate should be in touch with theirs. And they should reach out soon. Assumingly very soon. And if all goes well, we'll have a peace talk starting. And we'll be able to let the princess leave free. You see now she is completely unharmed. Well, I'll rephrase. She's a little harmed, but not from them, it seems. She's bandaged. She's cared for. There's food. She's not shackled or tied. She is simply there of her own volition, hoping that maybe something positive can come from this. And with that, Vimlis relaxes and sits in a cozier chair that is in the room. So what will you do, Chio, with nobody? What,
I don't really know what to do now. Princess is okay. You guys are going to wait for contact to come back, yes?
And they should be reaching us, I'd imagine, within the hour at the very latest. Given the severity of what we've just done.
An hour, you say? And then I sit like on a chair that's across the way. I know some good stories that will fill an hour.
And with that, what are the rest of you doing?
During this time,
We are like desperately worried for Chio, convinced he's in an awful situation, everything's going wrong.
currently
All sorts of
currently it's
worry.
Shio, not Shio. No.
Oh, Shio.
Shio.
Yeah, we've renamed you Shio for the time being while you're wearing the dress.
It's okay.
That's really funny.
One of the thoughts I had is if Valdant could kind of take off my armor
Mm-hmm.
and swim to the back of the ship, like slowly,
Mm-hmm.
and try to go down and disable the rudder. Like follow the back of the ship down and disable the rudder. That way, if they tried to sail away, they wouldn't be able to get, very far.
Potentially you could do that, yeah. I don't see a reason why you wouldn't be able to. I'd make you roll some checks, but if that's something you want to do.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
All
How
right.
much time has passed?
I'd say a total of time. The conversation itself, sneaking on board, probably took a total of maybe 15, 20 minutes, the entire process. So, Valdant, you doff your armor, leaving it there on the boardwalk, and you jump into the water. You take a penalty to your AC, of course. You lose any bonuses your armor would have given you, but you are lighter and you're not going to sink to the bottom of the ocean floor. So,
Beneficial for oxygen breathers, yes.
yes, it's very good for someone who has to breathe oxygen. So, I'm not gonna make you. You're just swimming. There's no issue. Are you trying to swim carefully or quietly though?
Kind of do like the slow wade across the
Okay.
water.
Make a stealth check then for me, since you're trying to be careful about it. With the 13, because we're not going to make you roll at disadvantage because you're not in your armor. So the 13 is fine. You are able to swim around. The deckhand, as you're swimming by, looks over and sees this figure swimming through the water next to the boat. And shouts down and goes, "Oi! What you doing?"
Emergency maintenance.
Emergency. He looks
Yeah,
around.
trying to adjust a ship late at night. There seems to be an emergency.
I don't recognize who you with.
I'm with the dockhands.
The dog. I'm with the dog hands. Wait. He's looking around like could be extremely confused. Go ahead and make a deception check.
Technically, I didn't lie yet, but
Yeah, you did. You said you're with the dock hands. You're not with the dock hands.
oh, that's bad.
6. It's like I don't recognize you. Can you stop? Please stop. And he's like,
Yes, I'll stop.
Can I see this dude at this point?
oh yeah, you're hearing him talk from the top of the ship. It depends on where you guys are like standing, but like he's not being quiet. He's like trying to draw attention at this point because someone is trying to swim up onto the side of the ship.
Can I use command on him and just tell him to stop?
Yeah, theoretically. Let me check something real quick. I want to see if you have to have line of sight on him.
It says visual.
You visual. So yes, you have to be able to see him. Or no, you're
But I
saying
have-
just V
but-
for verbal?
I was gonna say, how can he see me
Oh,
if
wait, hold on.
we
You
can't see
speak,
him?
Wait, hold on. You speak one word command to a creature you can see within range,
Ah,
but I
yeah.
have dark vision, so
It's not
dim
that
light.
it's not that it's dark. The issue is that you are on a dock, and then he is on top of a boat, on the other side of the boat, leaning over talking to Valdant. So it's like you're like 20 feet down, or like maybe like 15 feet down. He's like 15 feet up, and then on the other side of it, you just don't have line of sight. You'd be looking through a boat to see him.
I would be. Oh, is the ship not boarded against it like lengthways?
It is. It's boarded lengthwise, but you had to like swim past it on the outside by the water to like get to the rudder on the far side. That's why he's like leaning over, like talking. Because you really couldn't like. I guess you could go under the dock, but like, it's up to you if you which one you prefer.
Well, I didn't know which
Right.
way the ship was facing. I guess.
Because presumably we can hear him at this point. If I went on someone's shoulders, could I hear?
With your height, you couldn't. I'd say it'd still be too high to see, just because
I'll
the
just
distance.
swim back.
Okay. All right. So you do you listen and you start to swim back.
Then go under the dock. No, I'm kidding. I'll just get back up and dry myself off.
Okay. So as that happens, he's drawn a little attention now, and as this happens, you see, Chio, you see an individual, the furry-looking individual, make a Make a nature check for me if you could,
Nature.
Chio. 15.
Ooh, 15.
You would know this creature is a bugbear. Who is...
Sounds cute.
It is not cute.
Oh,
he
okay.
is...
Ugh.
Yeah. So he pokes his head and says, "Boss, there's a commotion up top. Said someone is trying to swim upside the boat." He says, "I'm assuming it's your company, I guess," as he looks to you. Gio.
I'm like halfway through my story. I'm like, and then Lady Valerian, she brought the dress back into my mother's shop and it had a tear in it. Sorry, what was that? I'm like telling the princess like all these stories.
No, go on, it's fine. It's probably fine. And then like trying to, he's like, no, listen, are these your people? If they are, you can invite them in.
Is there a big one? Is there a big cat? Is there a little miss? Is there a creepy looking witch lady? And then a blue guy? That is them. They're all done.
Let me check. Sorry. Tirot, go check with the deckhand and see if you can see what she's talking about. If they fit that description, they can just invite them up. And he says, "All right, one moment." And he takes off and he goes and talks to the deckhand who points out like the shady figures at the end of the dock who've just been kind of hanging out there, and the individual who is now climbing back onto the dock and putting his armor back on. And he's like, "Yes, that's who I've been seeing down there." And he says, "All right." And this individual now, who you can see from the dock, kind of looks over and leans out over the dock and just kind of goes towards you all, waving you forward.
Well, what have you done?
Well, actually, nothing. Successfully, anyway. I went for a brief swim. I'm a little cold.
It's like summerish, so it's like the water's like a little chilly, but it's not like you're gonna get hypothermia or anything. It's a nice night. You're in a tropical setting, so it's not that bad.
I do need a shower.
Not anymore. Well,
This
maybe
water
a
is
little
not great.
bit. Yeah, maybe
you,
you would.
water.
So
If I can see this person now, can
Yeah.
I not? Would command work if I said truth, and then would ask them, "Do you mean us harm?" Because I'm not going to get on a boat just because a guy's doing this. That's like, nah, mate, it's not happening.
So, command is an action. Like, you're commanding them to do an action of some kind. And it's got to be a word.
Truth.
Yeah. I'd say we'll allow it. The hard part is, like, truth is a very abstract thing. So it can be taken a multitude of different ways. Truth itself, just the word truth, just means he can't lie. So I'd say you can get the spell off. Yeah, but he can choose not to say, and he can choose, and because it's like an action, and his action has been waving, he can just continue to wave because his order was to invite you on board. So he's telling the truth by inviting you on board.
They aren't attacking us. We could just go and see what's happening.
No, I'm sorry, but I am not getting on a ship just because some dude is doing this. No.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, that ship's on a lot of water. Water's kind of my thing. So, if anything, I'm a danger to them if I go on the boat, because I can.
All I
move
know is our
water
friend went on
and
that
shit.
boat and hasn't come off yet. I'm going on whether you are or not.
Come on, Maple, let's go.
No, I am stubbornly.
I?
Stubborning. I can't say the word. I'm
See you
standing
later.
here and not moving my ground until.
Do it, Vet. Do it.
Can I pick her up?
She's gonna have a temper tantrum.
Oh no!
In fairness,
You might want Sackman to pick her up.
I'm like 7 foot tall. It's
Yeah,
fine.
We're a team now. We'll leave no one behind,
just
even if
Put her
they are
under my arm
weird
and like, come on.
little children.
Sackman, what are you doing?
Come on, Sacky lad. Let we go. All together now.
I'm gonna help Valor drag her on.
Oh my god!
Perfect. perfect. So if I couldn't lift her alone, we've got us both. So, it's all
So
good.
I'll leave it up to you guys. Merpo, are you gonna fight this?
I half-heartedly fight it,
Okay.
considering that I kind of realised that there are two very big, large people that I'm probably not going to get around, but I'm still not happy about the situation.
Sure.
So it's more of a half-hearted tantrum of, this is just ridiculous, I can't believe you're allowing us, and more of just like a
Yeah.
rant, but not really fighting it, because I think I'm clever enough to know that I'm not winning, but I'm making it very clear that I am not happy about this.
Okay, alright. And so, Verlor and Sackman, on either side, pick Merpo up, who is kicking and huffing and making comments that are quite mean, and in other languages that you don't understand, but you know would probably insult your mother, carries you on to the boat. The party approaches, Valdant leading the way, ready to investigate as to what is going on. You make your way over to the edge of the boat. When you're closer, the individual who you now, well, at least some of you recognize as a bugbear, I would probably say Merpo and Bo would recognize the race immediately, as it is something that does exist in your part of the realm where you come from. He waves you on and says, "You're invited on. Come on in." And he looks to the deckhand and says, "Keep watch. If anyone else comes, any guards, let us know." And he heads downstairs. Do you all follow him on board? Up the gangplank?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
No
Yep.
choice in the matter.
No.
Merpo, unfortunately, comes with. And so you do. You enter, you go up the boat. Nothing seems out of the ordinary. You are led peacefully into, like, down the set of stairs below deck onto that lower floor, to which you see the individual, the bugbear who has invited you on, who you now know is Tirat, who is again sitting by and says, "At the end of the hall, your friend's already in there. Feel free to pop in."
You can hear bad singing coming. I'm entertaining the group as we wait.
Nice day.
I've got no strings to hold me down.
Make a
Listen, we had an hour, so you know.
you did. So you're doing that, and the party, you all head down the hallway to see the room.
Yeah,
All right.
Yep.
I want to catch up to our friend that's
All right.
in here.
As
Finding
you
out
do.
that Gio's completely okay. More than okay.
And you make your way in, passing the other individual with the more cat-like humanoid features, as you pass by her, or him, sorry. No, it's a her. I was right. You pass by her, and you make your way into the room. To which, the four of you recognize these individuals almost immediately, and are a bit disconcerted by seeing them in this situation, as you had not maybe 8 hours ago been in a decent conflict with them. The drow looks to you with sympathetic eyes and says, "I want to start by apologizing for earlier. I did not intend for anyone to be harmed. It was supposed to be a simple snatch and grab. No fuss, no one getting hurt. But our mission is important, and it was necessary." To which Soraya pipes up, and you all now seeing her also, not in distress, not in any fear or harm, looks at you and says, "He's telling the truth. It's all right. I thank you for trying to protect me, but I think the fates have made a proper choice tonight. And I think I should be here right now with these folks."
Top tip: get a new handmaiden.
Why? What's wrong with Vanessa?
She's an arsehole.
We left her in a dodgy
He's
bit
the
of the
one
skew.
who set this up.
Mm-hmm.
And she was tracking you with the amulet you had on your neck.
And
Your
when you
old daddy
say,
wants to know where you are all the time, darling.
when you say that,
Yep.
she reaches down to like a chain that's like hidden by like the clothing that you had given her, and she like pulls it, and she's like, "He said it was a family heirloom." Paranoid old man.
Sorry.
And you say,
Sorry,
"Vanessa."
darling.
you
Daddy's
say,
die.
You say, Yeah, especially mine. And you say Vanessa was part of this, and she looks over to Vimlis, says, we had contact with her over the past several weeks.
You can say that again.
She's been keeping us aware of your whereabouts and made sure we knew where you'd be so that we could plan this interaction. I hope you forgive her, because I think she saw the same thing you see now. And she nods, still feeling betrayed, but nods, and she goes back to looking out the window.
Guys, don't worry. In about half an hour, we might be able to end this war altogether.
Or you
I've been
may
keeping
start
these
one that's even more fierce.
No, it'll be fine.
So,
Love
do you
your
mind
optimism.
catching it up? Like, what have we missed? What's happening in half an hour?
And with that, there is a moment where the party explains just what you've already heard, what Chia has already heard, where
Nice.
everyone just explains like, "Oh, this has happened," and like, "This is the situation, the conversation I overheard," and you are up to speed on kind of the situation and what you're waiting for.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
What are you going to do if all this falls through
Well,
and the war becomes more fierce?
and Vimlis looks over to Wirlaz at this point and says, If we didn't do this, the war would have already escalated. Our war machines, our greatest fighters, they would have been deployed across the Ashkeeper Peak. We would have come up from under the ground and started sacking villages, no matter how innocent they were, across the country. Our queen wants what is owed to her, what belongs to her, what belongs to us. And he puts a hand on his chest. You see now Wirlaz does the same thing, holding on to the symbol of the silver dodecahedron that is around his chest. What this action was our last hope, to prevent that from starting. Whether the king initiates it or not, this was going to escalate.
Excuse me.
Yes.
War? Yeah. Let's imagine that not all of us are fully acquainted with why we're at war, what's been going on, and why you feel that you are in the right. Briefly, you don't have cliff notes.
How much do you know about the Kreen dynasty?
Nah.
So with that, I would like... Let's see, how do I want to do this? For those who lived in the Empire, which would be Valdant, Verlor, Chio... Yeah, the three of you. Sackman you are from, but you're in a different situation.
Yeah.
So the three of you, go ahead and roll a history check for me if you could.
Yeah, I think it'll be good for me. Oh,
Nice.
Natural 20.
That's
Damn.
20. Damn.
And Chio with a 17. Okay. So, Verlor, you don't quite... Politics weren't your thing. You didn't really pay too much attention about geography. You were more interested in some other bits of the studying you did when you were at the Cobalt Soul. But the two of you, Chio and Valdant, you recall the Kreen dynasty, a home of what used to be the seat of the Betrayer gods during the Calamity, which you know vague things about. Valdant, you know a bit more. It is a home of monsters and beastly races, and from the Empire's perspective, they are considered savages and evil, barbaric on the other side of the mountain. You know that there are societies over there, but it is sort of the Empire's practice to demonize these people, as they have for many, many a century. There has been a tenuous agreement between the two not to encroach on each other's territory, allowing the Ashkeeper Peaks along the east side of the continent to act as a natural barrier between the two countries. But that is all you really know. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of deep information. Even, I'll say this, with a natural 20, Valdant, you will remember that there is a religion practiced on the other side of the mountain, which is faith in the Luxon and the light. but that is all you know of it. You don't know details, you don't know what it means. That is all you recollect. But you know it is the predominant religion of individuals who live on that side of the mountain.
Okay.
The rest of you, I will say Merpo and Bo, you don't have any recollection. You know that there is a continent known as the Western Wine or Eastern Weinendir, but you don't know much about it, coming from the deep north as you have.
But I've maybe read a book about it. Like, maybe.
Potentially, yeah. Let's go. I'll give a harder DC for it, but go ahead and give me a history check to see if any text made it your way.
Wasn't it in that? Didn't you read a book about the Great Calamity?
Yeah, it was a
Which you
different
borrowed
one, though.
from. Was it a different one?
So the book. Oh heck, what's the title of it again? Be up here, but it had like the thieves' can't symbol in it, which is a totally different thing. What's the bloody name of that book?
Something
do
to do
have
with
it written down.
deities, wasn't it?
I believe it was God's pre and post calamity.
Yeah.
It's more about the
So-
gods than anything else.
Yeah. So here's what you
I
will
haven't had a
know.
proper read of it.
It wouldn't have anything about the Korean dynasty in there, but you do know of the location that it refers to when it talks about Western Weinendir, and you do know it does confirm what Valdant tells you, that the area that these people supposedly come from was like the home base for the betrayer gods before they were defeated and cast into or beyond the divine gate. So you do know that. Baggins, you're not sure. You're like, politics?
I can't bonk politics.
Yeah, it's just, it's a little beyond you.
You can try.
You can try.
Can I go over to Baggins and just give him a wee nudge out of Sackman, be like, Sackman, talking to the princess and she's single.
Look,
I'm blushing underneath the sack, but you can't see, thankfully.
Oh, Chio.
Chio.
What? I can sew wedding dresses. I'm really good at it.
Chio, make a perception check.
Oh, for God's sake.
How quiet were you being with that comment?
Oh, Chio's... she's single, you know? No.
Geo doesn't do quiet, it seems.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't do quiet.
With that,
Great for a rogue.
Soraya
He's the
crosses
best
her arms.
worst rogue ever.
Soraya crosses her arms and puts a hand on her shoulder and clears her throat and then rubs a ring that is around her finger.
Sackman, never mind, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So with that, as he says this, and you kind of we're not going to make you explain what you were just told, because I know you're learning about this world as we progress. The individual Vimless looks to you and says, well, what your empire fails to tell you is that our continent does worship the Luxon, the light. That it is an ancient god from ages before the divine beings that claim to be the prime material or the betrayers. And it has physical manifestations in this world, spread across it. And we collect these physical manifestations. And these, and he grabs the dodecahedron that is around his neck and kind of holds it, and he says, these are the fragments that are left behind. And they're full of infinite possibility and change. And with each one, we can continue our lineage from generation to generation, keeping one life continuing through many without stopping. And while only one of these fragments can bestow this gift to those that are close enough, with more of them we could give the same gift all across our continent, so that all could have lives that continued from generations to generations. And your empire
worried.
stole one of those manifestations from us.
Is that what you mean by what your queen is owed?
Yes.
Define stole.
We had one in our possession, in one of our cities. And one of his agents, I don't know how, was able to make their way into the housing of the temple and leave with it.
What would they want it for? Is
And-
it really powerful?
It is extremely powerful. And he looks over to you now, very intent. The gift that it bestows, continued life through generations. The control of time passing itself, almost. Interweaving and changing fates. We only want this gift so that our people may live. But your king has stolen it from us.
My king.
I don't vote for him.
While I see why you would be angry at this, why is it any better in your hands than in his? You're talking about the fact that it gives you guys abundantly long life. Are you guys not worried about overpopulation? What happens when there aren't enough? When there isn't enough land for all of you because there is no death, there is continued life, and then you decide that you need more land because you need it more than anybody else. What's to stop you from deciding that actually I'm going to have that?
So as you go down this conversation, this comment, his eyes like light with understanding. Like, oh, I'm sorry, I may have been explaining it poorly. There is still the cycle of life and death. We still live, and we still die. But those who are given the gift of consecution, when their soul leaves, it is transferred to another. And when another is born, that life continues again. And as long as they remain, it continues again and again and again.
Mopo sort of relaxes a little bit more and kind of, I think she twigs of, all right, okay, that's not that bad then, and just sort of like the hostility that she started to get maybe sort of like backs off a little bit. Bearing in mind she's already a little bit pissed off for being dragged aboard a ship
Sure.
and being proven wrong.
By this point, some time has passed, going through discussing what the history of the Korean Empire a little bit and what they worship and why they're so motivated to get this item back. When suddenly Wirlaz pipes and goes, "Oh, hold on," and just drops to the ground, and his eyes are wide. And says, "Okay, thank you so much. All right."
You're welcome.
All right. Got it. And so he sits up and goes, "All right, they've agreed. There's going to be a talk. In about a week's time, there's going to be discussion. And they're going to... Okay. All right, you're free. You're free, Soraya. Princess, sorry. If you want, you can take her. Bring her to where she's supposed to go. Safely. For God's sake, safely. Unharmed."
We weren't the ones that were going to harm her, so...
and Vimlis like looks just shocked and is like breathing heavily with excitement and like a slight smile on his face, like, okay, like there's a great victory tonight. And Soraya smiles and says, "And I'll write to my father and let him know immediately. I'll make sure he's aware that I'm safe and unharmed. You treated me well, and that I'm in favor of this. I hope we can make this happen. I want to say it come to an end too." And with that, she starts to cross the room back towards you all. And it's up to you. What would you like to do?
Is the rogue in the room?
The rogue is not.
Is not? Okay.
No.
There was one thing that I did not like the sound of. Is that if this talk didn't come to the table, they were going to attack cities and people regardless of who they were in the Empire. That's a lot of innocent people that they were going to kill for this item. Doesn't sit well with me, having that kind of threat. They're just after an item, and they're going to kill innocent people for it.
Think about it from their point of view. In essence, not having this item is killing people. Because their society is along the lines of some sort of like reincarnation thing. You know, their body dies, but their soul can, or who they are gets put into a little baby thing, presumably, and then it grows up. So that is their cycle of life. So in essence, death isn't really death for them. It's just a new life.
I'm just still against involving innocent civilians into political and other issues.
I don't disagree.
No, but innocent civilians are dying as well. Where they're from, it's a catch-22.
Indiscriminate killing of cities and civilians that I didn't enjoy.
That's what's happening with them
but
as well.
If their talks are already going to happen, it's just their.
Well, no, but that's what they were saying, that they.
Over.
That's what they're saying in the fact that this is their attempt to make talks. But if they've made attempts to make talks and the other side is refusing to talk, what do? You can't back down, because then what's to stop the king or whatever from doing it again, or feeling like, well, they're not going to do anything, so I'm just going to do it again. So I'm kind of on the line of, while I might not necessarily disagree with it, similar to what I said to Handmaiden who messed up, I see the logic behind it. They're trying to do something that is going to affect the fewest amount of people to save the greatest amount of people. So I'm kind of in a little bit of... I think my initial sort of snapping at this dude was more of the fact that I was feeling a little snappy because, you know, I'd basically been proven wrong by getting on the boat. But I'm kind of... I don't know, something about them kind of makes me harken back to being victimized for something that shouldn't be victimized around, and something that I feel very strong with kind of resonates with them. And so if we do choose to leave, I'm going to be very ummy and ahhry about, I don't know if I want to or not. I kind of want to see where this goes.
I'm not saying I'm not leaving, and I'm not saying I'm doing anything. I just feel irritation by that statement when they were talking. So I'm just very weary of this group.
Can I do a quick check to see if I can see where the rogue is before we head out?
Sure.
Because I know he's going to be sneaking about somewhere.
Sure, absolutely. So you all, I'm assuming, are leaving with Princess Soraya in tow.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chio. Go ahead and make a perception check for me if you could.
Perception. 14.
I'm gonna give a roll for his stealth. So, you make your way out onto the docks, or you get out onto the top of the deck of the ship, and as you exit, you're whoa, and an individual drops from the sail, and just before he hits the ground, he grabs onto like one of the riggings and just like brings like whoa, oh, hi, take care. He just climbs back up the rope as fast as they can. And it was the half-orc individual who you'd seen earlier.
Ah, so he's the rogue.
Nice.
They rolled really poorly.
No worries.
I'm guessing really.
They rolled a 1.
Yeah.
Before we go, I'm just gonna take out my wee pocket knife.
Yeah.
And in the side of the boat, I'm gonna write in thieves' cant, the Merida, which was my previous thieves group.
The Myriad,
just so he knows,
yeah.
I'm just gonna like sketch it in there.
Okay, you do.
Making sure that Veldant doesn't see me vandalize. I'm like, Because I'm sure I'd get in trouble.
And definitely you're able to fix it without any issue. You're able to put it in there quickly. You're used to writing these secret scripts, so you do so.
Yep.
All right. And so you made it to the docks. What is your next destination? It is getting close to maybe about after an hour. It's about 9 o'clock at night. It is very dark. What would you like to do?
Where were we meant to take the princess again? Sorry.
You were meant to go to the Marquis's palace in the middle of the Opal Archways.
Should we just
We
take
get her
her
there then, yeah.
So, yeah.
All
We
right.
got to drop her off.
Absolutely.
Get the
Drop her off
cash.
home.
And so you can. So you make your way through the city, passing guards as you do. As they see you, a few of them stop you, say, what's going on here? We're looking for some individuals. What's going on?
Official businessy things. Please move to their side so we can.
What do you mean
continue
official?
our-
What do you mean official business?
Vildancho still got the litter there.
Somewhere. Here you go.
And you hand it over, and as it says, from the Marquis, and it's stamped with his house, and he looks at it and says, "Shite. All right. This is them. We'll escort you back." And
Sure.
they, like, the other two guards that were with him, like, kind of circle around, not threateningly. They just kind of like bring you back because it seems like they're on an order to keep an eye out on what was supposed to have been an easy delivery that has gone south. And he says, "So, is that her? Is she safe?"
He is unharmed.
All right.
She's fine, but hold on. She's fine, but I'm sure these lovely questions are making her feel so much better. So how about we just don't ask her?
Sorry. And they just kind of like, and they just kind of like stiffen up, and they just kind of keep walking, trying to look as tough and as official as possible because they're in the presence of a princess. So they're like, oh. So they do, and they escort you back to the Opal Archways. You make your way there without incident. As you approach the gate with guards in tow, they nod to each other, and the doorways are opened. You make your way up the finely carved pathway up towards the large sprawling complex in the main manor that sits at the very center. And as you make your way forward, an individual comes out wearing nice clothes, but is not the Marquis. He says, "About time you got here. Come on, get inside." And like he like ushers you in faster to kind of push the hurry and the urgency, and you make your way inside. Upon entering the main doorways, the individual looks to the lot of you and says, "All right, you guys head over that way. Walk inside the main room that you were in before. You might remember is the one you saw the Marquis in. You, miss, are you okay?" And she smiles and says, "Yes, I am just fine, thank you." So good. Do you need anything? Food, water? We have a room ready for you. Just let us know where you need to be. We'll take you there. And she's like, "That'd be very nice. Please, we're sorry for our tardiness. Take very good care of these folk. They did a great job of watching after me and keeping me safe." And with that, she says, "All right. Thank you. Princess, follow me." And he like gives a deep bow and starts to make his way deeper into the mansion, and she follows in tow. As she does, she smiles and bows to you, and like the slight nod to you all, and takes off, makes her leave. As you do, you make your way down the hall a little ways, if you want, towards the same receiving room that the Marquis saw you in before.
Yeah, we'll go have a chat with them and ask about the money.
All right.
Money.
So you do. You enter the receiving room. It is empty for a moment, but only for a short moment. As after a couple moments, in comes the Marquis, a little flustered looking. He sits down in a huff and goes, "You had me very, very worried. There were shouts of an empty carriage reaching my doorstep with no one inside. We found who I assume was a handmaiden wandering in an alley, saying that someone had taken the princess. There were beams of light coming from the sky that terrified some individuals. And then some nonsense about a skinny dipping and someone who could breathe infinitely underwater. Please, can you explain what happened today?
We took the scenic route.
The
Technically,
princess
Geo
wanted
can't
that.
breathe
That's
indefinitely.
true.
Doesn't
My
need
name
to
is
breathe.
Dave.
Dave.
Dave, remember? Dave, yes, Dave. The princess, she wanted a tour of the town, so we thought, do you know what? Let us take her. We'll go for a little aperitif here, some tasty treats. We'll take her to the gardens, have a little look around. The skinny dipping was her idea. That is why I got this, the dress. I was holding it for her. I'll put it back in my bag so I don't see the dirty marks on it. The beam of light was because it was getting a little bit dark, so we had to see our way around. And, we went to the pub, had a couple of drinks, and now we're here.
That is exactly what happened in exactly that order.
Thank you.
Geo,
I do not say anything.
Geo, because you came up with that entire thing, and Bo is backing you up, go ahead and make a deception check at advantage.
Deception. Oh, yes!
18. Thank God that was
Eats
an
up
advantage.
those lies.
And with that, he puts his hand down and his head in his hand, and he says, "Well, I'm told she is safe, and she's appreciative of your help. Whatever nonsense you got yourselves into, you did as I asked, while not in the time frame I specified. I will give you what is owed. But," and he looks very stern at this point, "if you cross me, if I find anything is untoward, or if anything falls back on my name or my city, I will see you all either hanged, drowned, or banished from this place."
Like, so you try and drown me.
Well, I think there's nothing
Fuck's
wrong.
sake.
We have nothing to worry about. So
Yeah.
cool.
Roll
chilling
it
with
back
that.
a little bit.
And with that, he snaps his fingers, and 2 attendants come out, holding medium-sized chests, and once again walk them forward and place them at your feet.
Ooh.
Says, "This should be what I owed. Now get out. Now." And with that, he stands gruffly and walks away.
I'm not leaving without checking that we've got everything.
You are left.
Well,
You are,
You're gonna sit there and count every bit.
Purpose, Valor.
Absolutely.
You go ahead, because I know you two want it the most.
Oh, no,
Just
no.
run up to this chest and
Yes.
open it.
Yes.
roll a
But
dexterity check.
also-
Just kidding. It's not trapped.
Yes,
It's actually a
I do.
mimic.
I do want the money, but also in the fact that I've had a bit of a shitty day. I want to make sure that I'm actually getting the money, as in like he's not fobbing us off, he's not shortchanging us. I'm not gonna like count everything, but I want to at least like open the chest, check that it's like gold and whatnot, or whatever it is he said he was gonna give us, because
Threaten to kill us.
I couldn't give a crap. I'll stab him in his ankle.
Appreciate
it'll
that
be fine.
attitude. Like being like, oh yeah, like if you cross us, I'm gonna kill you. And it's like we didn't do it, we did the job. The princess.
Exactly, Bo.
Oh, I'm
Exactly.
I'd like to see him
Oh,
try.
Seemed a bit hostile.
so mad. I know. So
He seemed a
mad.
bit of a nasty pasty.
Mm-hmm.
Nasty pasty.
Let's count your money.
Can I go
Don't steal
open
it
a
from the rest
chest
of the party.
and have a
Oh yeah.
cursory glance and check that, yeah, that looks like about as much as it should be, and maybe just to kind of, if there's anybody else in the room, really piss them off, take a coin and like bite on it a little bit.
There's no one else in the room, but you are able to easily open up the chests. They're fairly small, and as you do, you find there's about in each chest. There's about a stack or a pile of about 50 platinum in each.
What were we promised?
1,000, was it not? 1,000 platinum?
Mm-mm.
I thought it was 500.
Mm-mm.
No?
No, what was it?
It was
200?
100 platinum.
Oh, 100 platinum, that was it, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wasn't it
same
100
amount of money.
platinum? Wasn't it 100 platinum each?
No,
No.
it was not
I don't
100 platinum
think
each.
so.
But 100 platinum is like 1,000 gold.
It is.
It's a stinky amount. It's a
Yeah, it is.
stinky amount of money.
And there's 50 platinum in each, you said?
Yes.
Okay, so we got paid everything.
Yes. It is, like, for a scale, just to remind you, people can live a modest lifestyle on, like, a gold a day, at the most.
Also, we're doing quite well then.
Yeah, so
Yep, we're doing good.
1,000 platinum is... You could go a couple years on that. If you were just a regular average person not buying magical items.
For
So-
1,000 gold.
Yeah. So it's
Is
pretty good.
there any guards or anything like that in the room?
In this
Just now
room?
with us.
No, not right now. It is. it
Okay,
is
see
empty.
the seat that he was sitting on? I'm
Yeah.
gonna shove a stink bomb under the pillow.
Ha! Oh, I knew it would come in handy.
Try and drown me. How about you sit on this and then you get stinky butt?
Oh, we're gonna die.
He is gonna get us killed.
You know what? Screw that guy. I'm done with him. Like,
I'm.
so rude.
I don't even think I want to make you roll for it. I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's fine. I think you can just place it.
Yeah, just like pillow up, stink bomb under,
Yeah,
pillow back
it's
on.
that simple. You
Like
just you
the
put it
worst
there.
whoopee
The
cushion
the
ever.
second he sits on it, it's not gonna hurt him. He's just gonna crack the bottle, and it's gonna. Yeah.
It's gonna reek.
Yep. Yep. That's fine. All right. I'm gonna write that down.
Yes.
God, this is gonna turn out well.
It's gonna
Well,
be
the
like
thing
6
is how
sessions.
he can't even prove it's us.
No.
No,
He'll
because
have-
no one's here with us.
Mm-hmm. What's gonna happen is like he's gonna sit in it the next day, and then he's like, "Oh, it was those guys. How could the?" Then 6 sessions in the future is gonna be like an angry assassin. Be
We're
like,
gonna kill the big bad. It's all gonna be over. We've rescued and saved the day, and the what is he called? The Marquis is gonna come in and go, "You."
This is for the
He
stink
still
bomb.
fucking reeks. It's been like months and he still smells. Smell him before you see him.
I
It's
had,
okay, I've still got,
I had to
I've still got
rebuild the
one left.
mansion.
Oh, I
man.
can't look anyone in the eye anymore.
Oh, that's that stuff. You know, it's gonna stay
Oh,
on him for a
Oh
while.
yeah, yeah.
That's what he gets. You'll smell him before you see him.
All right. So
Is there anything else in the room? Like, is there a table? Is there any food?
Um,
Is there
shiny?
anything?
in this kind of room, the way it's made
Are
is
you-
like it's a receiving room. So like there's like a little plinth up to his chair. There's a couple like side chairs in case anyone in his family were to join. There's a couple chairs along the side for delegates. So there's a couple of stuff like around, but there's nothing. There's not like items around.
No, like, royal coaster that I can take just to be like, look, I went to the Marquis's house and I was like, what was this lousy coaster?
Literally,
No.
the dude just threatened our lives if we cross him, and what we're doing before we leave is crossing him.
Mhm.
I'm just, I'm a very much of a open opportunity gal. If I see something, I'm like magpie syndrome. If I see something that could be potentially pilfered for a later date.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are there any doors like leading out of this room other
Um,
than the one he walked out of and the one we came in from?
As far as you can tell, that's all you can know. You don't see the door he leaves from. It's like there's like curtains around the back wall, so it's like a stage. So like you have like a
Right.
big curtain along the back, and then there's like these side curtains right like parallel to his chair, and he like kind of goes behind those and out to like a door of some kind. You just don't know where. And then yeah, there's the
Okay.
2 main double doors that you enter in through.
Okay.
I'm just gonna look at the party who's doing dumb things. Like, let's just get out of here with our money before we get ourselves into any more trouble.
Oh, I like to
Trouble
know
is my
little
middle
boy.
name.
All right.
I also love the fact that Valdant seems to have already done the math for everyone.
Hmm.
I know.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
I was
Oh, not honesty.
Yeah, you are.
I completely missed that.
I'm just thinking, odd question. Do
Yeah.
we have enough to like buy a flat or a house or something?
Flat.
I would rather
Flat.
buy property in this
Let's
city.
buy a flat.
It depends
could all
how
be
much.
very
Oh, you
nice.
know.
For 1,000 platinum, I would say you could probably buy an apartment of some kind if you wanted to pool it all together. I'd say like for an actual, let's see, renting, it's probably not that much to rent over the course of like a place. So like maybe a really nice place for an actual like monthly lease would probably be, I'm totally guessing on this one, in the city of Nicodranus, which is like a vacation city. So, you know, prices are higher. There's no rent control. So we're looking at, I'd say probably about, no, maybe like 10 gold a month for like a really nice place.
10 gold a month.
Yeah,
Do we really
Somewhere
want
that could hold all of us.
to stay
probably.
here?
We just having like a fantasy version of Friends right now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe not in Nicodranus purely because, like, purely because the Marquis is now threatening our lives. So maybe if we find a different city, that's a bit nicer, more welcoming.
Valdant's looking through his spells to see if there's one that cures headaches.
So, do you all make your way out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's get out of here.
All right. As you start to leave the room, you make your way down the hall back towards the main exit. And as you cross, the individual who saw you before entered, who looks to be like sort of like a house manager of some kind, who comes over and says, "Oh yes, well, one moment. Here, the princess gave me this," and she hands this over to you, and it's a letter. It's got the Dwendalian Empire seal on it, her name, and in the writing on the outside, it just says, "Should you ever find yourself in need within the Empire."
Nice.
Can I shake it to see if it contains money?
There's nothing. There's nothing inside of it.
Someone else can have it then.
I'll take it.
All right. So Merpo, write down a letter from Princess Soraya Dwendal in your inventory.
From Princess what?
Soraya Dwendal.
Probably not how you spell your name, but I'll take it.
It's all right. And so you are free to go. He bows to you very deeply and says, and just kind of puts his hand out towards the door and walks away. All right. So you all make your way back out the way you came, back into the city, and the night is yours. With that, I feel like this is a pretty good bookending moment. We'll assume that you maybe make your way to a tavern of some kind.
We go
unless
to the
there's-
bath. I want to go back to the
Yeah.
bath.
You want to go back to the
Same.
baths?
I want to go back
We
to the
should
bath.
probably
bottle of
give
champagne.
some. We should probably give some money to the baths for the cracked tiles.
No,
Eh.
we'll go to a different bath. It's different bath.
No.
Alright,
You
okay.
won't know about it.
Is there a fancier bathhouse than the one that we're
I
at?
think
bath?
there's only
Oh.
one.
That was the fanciest bathhouse. There are less fancy
Oh.
bathhouses.
Fanciest.
Hey, we'll just go back there. Be fine.
Yeah.
Be right.
Okay.
If Chio puts his dress on, surely they won't recognise him.
Surely.
True.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It needs
So,
a wash
uh,
anyway.
So just before we go into the bathhouse, I'm like changing into the dress outside.
Yeah.
Easy enough. Once again, you make your way to this
Disguise.
beautiful bathhouse with this like terracotta clay tiling along the shingles and the rounded door with these like vine-like inlays. The Grove, as you saw it before. You enter in through the main doors, and once again, you're met by the beautiful elven woman sitting behind a small little little desk. She's like, "Oh, welcome back. Enjoy your stay." And she kind of like pats the counter itself, just like expecting you to pay up front. And I believe it was only 1 gold for the stay, if I remember correct.
Yeah, that's an easy gold. I need to.
Fine, I've earned that.
I kind of need to wash off the bay water.
Sure.
I'd like a wash and your fanciest bottle of champagne, sparkly wine, prosecco, whatever it is that you've got. I'd
Bubbly.
like a bottle, please.
The
Bottle of
wine.
bubbly.
The fancier wine can be provided at an additional 3 gold price.
Yes, that's fine.
And
Yourself.
she's as you wish, and you do so, and
Lush.
she kind of like grabs a rope behind her and like kind of pulls it, and you don't hear a sound, but you assume that at some point something is going to be on its way out for you. And she like gestures like, as you please. And so you all go into your various states of dress, however you feel most comfortable, and begin to enjoy a nice evening in the bathhouse. I wish I had more calming music than I have right now for it. I need to get some like bathhouse music.
It's a very ominous
It's
bathhouse.
very ominous bathhouse right now. I need like calm, like nice music. I
It's
can
only ominous because of how Sackman presents himself.
That's true. We'll do this one. This is a nicer one. This is like nice.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
there we
nice
go.
and chill.
Yeah.
So, you all sit and relax. Your fancy elven wine of a very nice year is brought out to you, Bo. And you can enjoy that as you see fit.
Enjoying it right now.
Very good. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm gonna steal some of the massage oil and start
Okay.
like pouring it in my joints, like WD-40, like.
The individual's like, that's I can help if you like, and it's a male who is in like just a regular like white cloth type robe-ish type thing that's like only covering like midsection and knee length, and it's like I can help you with that if you like.
Have you ever degreased an engine?
Not an engine, but I
They
think
are going to learn, and then I just go in the back.
all right, and he leads you back in, and he gives you a modified massage. He obviously can't press metal, but realizes that that's not what you need right now. You need your joints are what need working, and so he does. He just goes at you like he takes the grease
that's
and the
the
oil,
spot right
and
there.
just puts through, and yeah, it feels amazing. You're like, oh, this is so good. And so for-
Sackman, you should get one of these. It's much better than the one you got last time.
I'm good here, thank you.
All right. And so with that, you have a relaxing evening in the late hours after a very stressful day of potential losses of diplomats, international incidents, and a very prickly end with a very powerful man. Now, the party gets to rest, to do as they please, and we'll assume you make your way to an inn, and you rest, and you sleep. With the hanging mission that has been given to Verlor, that there is an individual waiting for you in your party as soon as you awake. And we'll stop there. So everyone, thank you again so much for joining us. I had fun. I hope you guys enjoyed the story at the very least and enjoyed the nonsense that occurred.
That was definitely
Nonsense.
It was totally nonsense. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you for all the birthday wishes and the bits and the, oh my goodness, I'm looking at all the rest of these. Baggins gifting us up to the community, the Ginger Buddha giving some bits, and another hype train. Oh, you guys are ridiculous. Thank you so much. It means a lot, man. It means a lot. Like, I've told people about this in my streams before, but like, I made it like years ago, I made it a tradition where I would play D&D on my birthday. And normally I have like people who live around me come over and play, and we do like one shots and whatnot. So it was really cool that it kind of worked out where I was able to play D&D with all you folks, all my friends across the pond and around here, and everyone who's in the community. It means a lot to me that I was able to carry that tradition and kind of bring that with you guys. So thank you. I appreciate that. It made this birthday very special.
Aww.
So anyway, we're going to talk because we don't have any future ones planned right now, but we're going to chat and get the next ones ready and going. Just to check on all of our schedules, make sure we're all lined up, see how often we can do this again. So hopefully we'll have another one very, very soon. Last notes, if you can and you want to be awesome, if you enjoy the stream and want to support the stream, feel free to subscribe. We love it. If you're new, you're hanging out, you like what you saw, feel free to follow. If you liked this and want to see more, I have socials. Feel free to check them out. I post stuff on TikTok. It's kind of funny, I think. I also interact with stuff. I interact with a bunch of other D&D streamers. Twitter's where I keep stuff up to date, and the YouTube is where you can catch any of these that you've missed and you want to see them again. I usually upload them so that you can keep in touch with what's going on with the story. If you fall behind, you can catch up, or if you missed it, you can keep watching. With that, lastly, if you are struggling to give money to Twitch right now because it's kind of a shit show, feel free to go ahead and support me on Coffee. More of the money comes to me. Twitch doesn't take anything out of it, And right now we're using it to raise money for the stream to get some new emotes, which I would love to get and share with all of you. So if you wouldn't mind, I would love it if you are able to provide money that way. That would be very appreciated. And lastly, if you aren't already, follow all these lovely human beings as they are fantastic. They are amazing. I believe I have a command for that as well. Check them out there. Again, the Scottish Geek, Pack Your Baggins, Just Genie, Sarah 8866, Vitrit, and Selfless. Say hello. And lastly, take care, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Have a good night.
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 Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.